Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time. The Europa Conference League final, West Ham United versus Fiorentina. It's happening. It's here. I'm nervous. I can't lie. I don't usually get nervous for games. If you watch the watch-alongs regularly, you'll know I don't get nervous. But today, I tell you what, I'm nervous, but I hope you're well. We'll be getting into that in a moment. Thank you so much for joining me. I think first thing to say out the gate is no matter where you're at, no matter what you're doing today, whether you're watching it by yourselves at home, whether you're watching it with family, whether you're going to watch it, at the pub, maybe you go to a pub, maybe you go to a fan pub, no matter what you're doing, thank you for joining us here and just enjoy yourselves, embrace it. There are so few times we as West Ham fans get moments like this. So few. And when they come along, we got to make the most of it so we can cherish it down the line, no matter what happens today, so we can cherish it down the line. But I hope you're well. I hope you're good. It's going to be a good day today. I will be live throughout the entire game, build-up show, watch along. I'll be doing the review as well because Gio and Gonzo, of course, are over at the fan park with a lot of you, potentially. A lot of people who watch the shows, usually they're at the fan park having fun. And I'm sure no matter what the result is, we'll have some video content from them after the game. However, before then, we are together for the next several hours, hopefully seeing West Ham lift the trophy. Look at my hands. Look at my hands. My hands shake a lot normally, but Jesus Christ. Let's start by asking you a solid question. Where are you watching the game? How are you watching the game? Let me know in the comment section while we go through the teams, because they, of course, been announced already. I mean, it's past 7 o'clock, to be fair, but it is the Europa Conference League, which means they get announced early. Let's have a look at the lineups and see what David Moyes has decided to do on this momentous occasion. It's pretty predictable outside of maybe one or two. There was one or two selection headaches he could have had. And one of them is a big call. Let's go through those, though. Areola starts in goal with what looks like an unusual David Moyes formation. So a back four of Soufal, Zuma, Aged, and Emerson. We have Rice, Souček, and Paquetá in midfield with Bowen, Ben Rama, and Michail Antonio up front. So a couple of selection headaches there. Emerson is the big call, I think. You had choices really of right back, and left winger, I think was where the big options were. He's gone with what I would have thought he would have. I suspected he would go with Soufal. I think, given where the match is taking place, given the fact he's a little bit more defensively sound, that makes sense to me. He's gone with Ben Rama, who I think he's seemed to have put more trust in throughout the course of the season. Makes sense. I think the sort of style of football and the formation we've been playing has suited him more than it's suited Fornals this year. And then he's chosen Emerson, which is a monumentally large call for me. Max is saying Emerson makes me think we're going for it. Emerson, let's go, says Omega. Some exciting reactions to Emerson there. Personally, I would have gone with Cresswell every single time. I trust Cresswell. I like Cresswell more. But Emerson is good at counter-attacking. You can get him the ball. He is going to take it past people. It's a big game for Emerson. A huge game for Emerson, if we're being honest. Big call with Benny and Emerson. That was the other one. I sort of... Moyes knew Cresswell was going to struggle against Gonzalez. I think anyone's going to struggle against Gonzalez. I think that's true. We'll be getting on to Fiorentina's team in a minute because there's a big call on their side as well that they've made. But I think realistically, you have to, in my opinion, I would have picked Cresswell because I trust him more defensively. But that counter-attacking thing, we're going up against a team who press very high, who push very high, who try to make it happen. And in that case, we probably are going to need to be as counter possible. And maybe Emerson gives that slightly more than Cresswell does. It's a big call. It's a big call. Evening, Stephen. Hope you're well. PB is saying Fornals to score the winner after Ben Rama missing all but a penalty. Ben Rama potentially playing 120 minutes. I mean, I would happily sub Fornals on to some extent, but Ben Rama potentially playing 120 minutes today. He is our best penalty taker, in my opinion. So that's, again, another big call. Greach is watching from San Francisco, all barricaded from my non-football loving family. I'm ready. Love to see that, Greach. Love to see that. Emerson has done bigger games than his head will be in the game. It's a good point, Nick. He has played for Chelsea, played for Roma previously, played for Lyon. Like he's played. It's not like he's a stranger to big occasions, to be fair. Something Cresswell. Has Cresswell ever played in a final? I don't think he has. Not off the top of my head. I'm trying to remember if... No, he probably hasn't. He wouldn't have, would he? No, it's a fair point. Schizo, yo, Charlie, howdy, hammers. Let's make history tonight. Love to see Schizo. Good, big plays, mate. Big plays. There isn't a single player from Fiorentina better man for man. Well, let's go on to that in just a second. Let's look at the subs bench first. Cresswell latest up in case of pens, potentially, because the subs bench today is Fabianski, Johnson, Cresswell, Fornals, Lanzini, Downs, Cornet, Ings, Ogbonna, Kera, Potts, and Mubama. Obviously, you get 12 men on the bench in the Europa Conference League. So you're getting to see a couple of youth players on the bench, which is that's good and exciting for them. A huge opportunity, huge just moment for them, getting to be on the bench in a final, getting to travel, getting to train. And hey, if something goes monumentally wrong, potentially going on the pitch. But outside of that, I mean, it's a strong bench. It's basically every single player we have. If we're being honest, it's essentially every single player we have. Like you say, Cresswell potentially coming on for penalties. Fornals has looked effective coming off the bench recently. He's obviously scored on that. Lanzini, we know, has a special goal in him when it's necessary. Potentially his last game for West Ham today. There's options there. There's options there. It's not super. It's not super strong given the formation we play, given the style of football we play. The second string has been an infinite problem with West Ham. However, looking at it realistically, it's basically as good a bench as we're going to be able to put together. Steve, good to see you, sir. Hope you're well, fella. Never sick side. I am bricking it, bro. I think it's 2 red card last season that he didn't want to repeat. Potentially, but then he played him in the semis, right? So maybe, but I wouldn't have let that cloud my judgment personally, but I can't exactly blame someone for being concerned about it. Gonzalez will rinse Cresswell and he'll get sent off again. The thing is, Gonzalez is going to rinse Emerson because Emerson's not got the best positioning. That's my bigger concern. If you're saying to me, who am I going to trust to be in the correct position when Gonzalez gets the ball? It would be Cresswell, and I'd much rather have someone starting in the right position than someone trying to recover to get into the right position, if that makes sense. But I see the benefits of Emerson, counter-attacking, all that stuff. It makes sense. Crest would lose his head and get a red card. See, I disagree with that. It's Jim. Good to see you, sir. Very excited. Areola and Emerson starting. If you ever used one of the links in the Discord, make sure to thank. I was poking as if it's there. Make sure to thank Jim. James does wonderful work over there. But let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at that Fiorentina side, shall we? That would be facing, because there is an equally big call over on that side of the fence. Wish me luck. Terracino is in goal. Is how I'm going to say it. Dodo is at right back. The Brazilian. We have Milenkovic, who we of course heavily linked to for a long time at centre back with Ranieri. Baraghi, their captain, at left back. Very good left back, to be fair. Amrabat, Bonaventura, and Mandragora in midfield. Amrabat obviously made huge waves at the World Cup recently. Bonaventura has been around for a while. He's been a very good centre midfielder. You have Kouameni on one side. You have Nico Gonzalez on the other, which is the person we're all a little bit scared of, talking about Cresswell and all that other sort of stuff. And then Jovic up front. Of course, we know a lot about him from the Haller days. That was who he was up front with at Frankfurt. Had a bit of an up and down career since then, but a massive, massive call playing Jovic today. I mean, you look at their bench. They have, I'll put it on my box screen because it's not on the graphic, but Serafellini, Saponara, Cabral, Icone, Terzic, Venuti, Martinez, Quattara, Duncan, Bianco, Barak, Bricalo, and Igor. The big one there, of course, Cabral. Icone could be a very effective player off the bench, very quick winger, someone who Gonzo would like, for example. But Cabral, I'm shocked he's not starting. Cabral is the top goal scorer in the tournament so far. And the fact they've gone with Jovic is quite a big call. It's an interesting call. I wonder if that denotes them maybe approaching the game differently to how we expect. Because listening to all of the pundits and listening to everyone talking about it in the build-up to this game, there has been sort of a lot of talk about the consistency of Fiorentina, about how they play their football, about going into games, trying to control it, trying to make things happen, about basically being the comparison is often to Zerbi, but I think just anyone who plays a sort of positive possession-based style, let's say, potentially starting Jovic might suggest that they're going to try and do something different. I don't think it will, but I wonder if that's partly why the decision was made, because I can't understand it otherwise. Because in my head, final, right, you put out your best 11. I think in the final, it's sort of 50-50. you sort of just have to put the best people you have available on the pitch and make it happen. So I'm a little bit surprised by that. Steve, good to see you from Rhodes. Hope you're doing well. Hope the weather's treating you well, sir. An old boy's friend from back in the day, mate. Dodo, he's sort of been. I don't know. Has he played for Brazil yet? I feel like he's been knocking on the door of that Brazil side for a while, but I don't actually know if he managed to get any game time yet for them. As Omega is saying, the game is free on the BT Sports YouTube channel. It is of course being shown in on BT Sport 1 in the UK, but it is free on the BT Sport YouTube channel. Hey, if you're looking for another way to watch it, perhaps you can't watch that. I don't know if it's region locked, for example. There are definitely ways you can do it. You can scroll down to the link in the description below. There's a bit there called Join Our Discord. If you click on that, it's a lovely Hams Chat, West Ham community, completely free. Fans of all clubs welcome. But more importantly, on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links, in which you will find what you're looking for. Just watching BT Sport talk about Amrabat. I remember watching him. He's awesome. He is very, very good, to be fair. He is very, very good. He's one of their key men today. You're looking at that side. You're talking about who the key men are. You're thinking about Amrabat. You're thinking about Gonzalez. You're thinking about Jovic. You're thinking about Braga is going to need a big game up against Jared Bowen, for example. They've got some key men on the pitch who are actually very, very good. They're very, very good. There's been a lot of talk about the quality of sides we faced in this competition going into the final. A lot of people waxing about potentially whether or not, it's been a difficult run and all of these other sort of stuff. Reminds me a little bit of when England get to finals, for example. There is no doubting Fiorentina's quality. They're a very good side. They have some very good players on the pitch that, although I know some people were saying in the chat earlier, for example, about potentially none of them would beat any of ours on a sort of man-to-man basis. I'm not entirely certain about that. There are definitely some players here who would get into this West Ham side. And as a unit, they work really well together. And that's something we're going to have to be... on our game for. I mean, realistically, it's a final, right? You're going to have to be on your game no matter what. Mike Makes Films, evening. It's got last night at Upton Park vibe tonight. It does. Let's ask the out of 10 question, the classic. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible, how confident are you of a West Ham result this evening? The nerves are starting to die down a little bit now. I'm starting to get a little bit more control of them. The hands are shaking just a little bit less. Although I'm sure the second it kicks off, it's going to be going straight back up. Good work, bro. Good work and good work all the season as well, obviously. Again, thank Jim or Ginge if you've ever used any of them, because my man puts in a shift. GP with the £2. Thank you very much, sir. West Ham Network got locked up. Justice for nudity. Look, listen, YouTube, it does that, YouTube does that. They do not like... They don't like nips on the platform. Do you know what I mean? It's just not their vibe. Which, fair enough. If that's their decision, that's their decision. But that's also, I was going to say that's why I don't do it. That's a lie. I just don't. It's just not me, is it? It's just not me. But thank you very much for the £2, sir. That's very, very kind of you. Let's go through some of these. Let's go through some of the confidence levels, shall we? Just while I make this number appear on the screen. It's taking a second to get there. I need to scroll it across to this edge. We'll get there. I promise. Here it comes. Get excited. Here we go. Yes, there we go. Thank you very much, GB. Let's have a look at some of these numbers. You're not helping my nerves. Look, it's going to be a nervy occasion no matter what. I'm sure I'm going to say significantly worse things at some point today. 3, 6, 8, 4, 9, 6, 7, 7, 5, 7, 8. 5, says Nick. Even their manager has been eyed by big clubs. He is, to be fair. He very much is. There's been talk of, is Napoli? I can't remember who it was. It was talk earlier on today about it. 10, 6, 5, 5.1, 5, 5, 5, 2, 6, 9, says Will. 7. It's very all over the shop, this. You usually get a little bit more consensus than this, but have been beaten more than once in this competition. We haven't. That's very true. We haven't been beaten at all in this competition. And they got beat 3 times on the way to the final. I think they got beat by Istanbul Beşiktaş in a group stage, and then they lost in the quarters and semis in the first legs of both, didn't they? Scott saying 8. Scott, good to see you, sir. Hope you're well, my friend. But 8, 6, 5, 10, 10, 7, 6, 7.2, 5, 6. I hear what you're saying regarding Emerson's positioning, but I'm pretty sure he can stand on the 18-yard line for 90 minutes. Lord, one can only hope, Chippy. One can only hope. I'm not terrified by it, but one can only hope. 6.5 to 7, 8, 5. Right. 5372752 minus 5372752. So an 8 from Sean. You love to see it. You love to see it. Daniel's coming from a 10, smashing 3-0, Bowen 2, Antonio for the other. You've got to love the confidence levels. Like I say, they're fluctuating quite a bit. 2 goals for Bowen for his new 20. Listen. If ever there was an omen. Not that that's my kind of thing, but if ever there was an omen. You've got to respect it. But people ask about baby bills. I genuinely don't remember if there's any in the fridge. I might have to order some at some point. That might be a thing. I actually genuinely do not remember. There's oranges. I can tell you that much for a fact, but I can't remember if I bought baby bills. I haven't, Dan. It's because I'm by myself. And so there's just a lot going on right now. So I'll do it now. How do you feel about starting? Because I'm doing everything by myself, because of course Gio and Gonzo, they are at the fan park. If you're just tuning in and you're like, where the hell are the other two? Why is this idiot on my screen? They are both at the fan park that we are, of course, sort of semi running. We're involved with. In Stratford today, they are there watching the game with a bunch of you lovely people. That's why I'm not here. So that's why I was a little bit late. I had to set up some stuff that I didn't quite get ready yet. The poll is now live in the chat, asking how you feel about the starting 11s. Thank you very much for keeping me honest, Dan. I appreciate it. Let me have a look, Draconian. Let me have a look. The thing's skipping about a bit. Let me have a gander. It's in the back end. I've just found it. £2 from Draconia. Thank you very much. Let's make some history, boys. You love to see it. Yes. I'm feeling it, man. I ultimately, when I look at it, I'm looking at your confidence levels. I'm sort of I don't know. I everything that people who have watched Fiorentina a lot and have discussed them puts me in a position where I'm not going to say I feel ultra confident or anything, but certainly have put me in a position where I feel a little bit more confident than potentially I should. I'm not overlooking them. I don't think it's possible to overlook them. I think they are a very good side. They have some very good players, but stylistically, it certainly matches us. Stylistically, it's definitely a game in which it suits our style of play. They are a team who want to be on the front foot, want to play possession-based football, want to sort of push us, to harry us, to make it happen. And realistically, that kind of works for us. Because we're a team, we want to sit deep and we want to ping them on the counter attack. For example, when I've been hearing some Italian journalists in the week talking about the idea of the game against Istanbul Beşiktaş in the group stages where they lost 3-0, if Fiorentina lost 3-0. And it was very much a case of booting it over Fiorentina's high press and getting on top of, getting in quickly. And that's kind of our entire bag. That's our entire shtick. We are kind of stylistically set up for this game. And when people mention De Zerbi as someone who is like Vincenzo Italiano, the Fiorentina manager, that obviously fills us all with a little bit of dread, right? We've seen Brighton this season. We've played Brighton this season. Frankly, we've been battered by Brighton this season. And so that does sort of make you go, oh my God, Jesus Christ, De Zerbi. But I don't think it's the exact same style of football. It's not the exact same situation. If we are playing a team who have consistently been picked out of their weak point being that maybe pressing too high, maybe putting too much effort into that side of the game, and our entire bag is just boot it over them and go, I think we're there, and I think we've got the right people on the pitch for that, to be fair. I think we've got the right people on the pitch for that. Matt's feeling it. Matt, I know you're feeling. I'm sort of just all day, I've been breaking it. If we win, Charlie has to eat a full block of cheese on stream. I don't have a block of cheese, man. At the same time, we'll figure something. Pizza's probably getting ordered. Let's be real. That's probably going to be a thing that's happened. We've got oranges, but a block of cheese is a terrifying prospect, especially for me. I don't even like cheese that much. Scott says, watched Fiorentina a lot in the last 2 years. Quick strike team of immense midfield talent, tend to overpress. Exactly, this is my point, Scott. Right? If this is their case, and I haven't watched Fiorentina this season, so I can't really speak to them. I'm just going off what people I trust, like yourself, have said. If tending to overpress is a thing, that works for us. That works for us big time, because I think defensively we should be strong enough to be able to hold them at bay somewhat. I think they will score today. That's something we're going to get onto when to get score predictions a little bit further into the show, but I do think they will score. However, realistically, if they tend to overpress, then we have got a big opportunity of scoring. CZ, cheers from Chicago, stomach in knots right now, but I think our defense will hold and will take advantage of the gaps they leave on the break. Come on, you Irons. CZ, thank you very much for the $5 into the full-time fund. Much appreciated, my friend. And I strongly agree with you. I do need to put the names in there. West Ham legends there, Cotti, Minto, Ashton, Carroll. I love the fact that Carroll's just been bopping about, you know? I'm big into the fact that Carroll has just been seen around. You would have thought I would have thought that he wouldn't have been no, maybe not a big West Ham person, but like, you know, realistically, it sort of his spell at West Ham happened. It wasn't the greatest thing you've ever seen in your life. Obviously, hit by injuries, and there's sort of opinions about whatever, and yet he's still out here doing his thing, living it up, and I can only respect that. There we go. You've got across the leg here. Thank you very much, everyone, for your full-time donations so far into the game. The teams Fiorentina are coming out to begin their warm up in a bizarre training kit that looks like something you would see in a Premier Inn. But that's the purple for you. Doesn't like cheese, but we are grateful for pasta. I love pizza. I like cheese in context of other things, but I don't go overboard. You know, when you're grating cheese on a bolognese, for example, I'm not getting too hard on the cheese. Do you know what I mean? Who's going to be man of the match for West Ham then? It's a good question, David Moyes. Chat, who do you think is the most important today? If you were to list let's say two players. If you were to say two players who you think are the most important players today, who need to put in a performance today, who would you say it is? Good question, David Moyes. This ref worries me. Card happy. Antonio cannot go into beast mode. Potentially can, because obviously, you know, it's last game, and so he can just sort of go a bit hog wild. But yes, that is a little bit of a concern. Surprised but happy to see Emerson. Amazed Benny is starting, says AK. I'm not surprised about Benny. I am surprised about Emerson, but I'm not too surprised about Benny. I think on that, Moyes has shown a lot of faith in Ben Rama that I potentially wouldn't have thought he would have. You know, in the last 6 months, when you compare him to Pablo Fornals, you would say, if you were just looking at the profiles of the players, what each of those players look like, I think everyone would probably agree that Pablo Fornals seems to be a more David Moyes-like player, you know, stronger in defense, you know, works very hard, tracks back, does all the sort of the grunt work that a David Moyes type player would want, right? And yet he's sort of consistently shown Ben Rama. He's consistently started Ben Rama. And actually, I think we've looked better as a unit when Ben Rama has started than when Fornals has started. So I'm not surprised that he's starting today, but I am surprised with how much game time Ben Rama and how many starts Ben Rama has got in the last 6 months, where the pressure was on and we were trying to get to a final and we were trying to survive. When that pressure cooker was happening, I'm surprised he did that. I am surprised he did that. If we win, I want Dawson to do a full John Terry. Listen, I said this after the last game. If we win, I want Mark Noble to do a full John Terry. He's talking to Jules Breach and the BT Sport team right now. But I want him to do get out there, get your kit off, mate, or get your kit on potentially. Hold up that trophy. Come on, it's Mark Noble. It's got to be happening. Titch, my G, how are you, sir? If you're not watching, if you're not want to watch along with me today, which is totally fair enough. I don't hold a grudge. Watch it on Titch on Hammers Fans United. My man is a legend. He's going to be doing good work over there, hard work. Hope you're well, sir. I was also on the channel last night. Not that you'd want to see a preview after the match, but hey, you could watch it now if you really wanted to. Watch it now if you want to. Hoping for a touch of Paqueta magic, says Cyclops. Guts and glory from the Czech boys, decked to lead us to victory. Let the nail biting begin. Very much, sir. Bowen is the key man, Swads is saying. Antonio and Bowen, Paqueta and Rice and Bowen, Rice and Paqueta, Paqueta and Rice and Paqueta, Benny and Bowen, says Ishmael. Good to see you, sir. Hope you will. Paqueta and Rice, Zuma and Bowen. Zuma's another good shout. Centre backs are going to have to be on point today. It's going to be a long and hard day for them, and they're going to have to be on point, Sunnyburst. That's a good point. Emerson and Bowen, Rice and Antonio. Ordered pizza. Feel like Frank. No, it's big, Nick. What piece did you get? Rice, Baby, and Pac-Man. This is sort of why I asked for two, right? Because I would have expected most people to say Rice. Well, there are some people like Dave here saying Paqueta and Bowen, Paqueta, Antonio, Suchek, Bowen, Antonio, and Rice says, well, this is sort of why I wanted the two, right? Because I want to see sort of options. I think it makes sense. Souček is another interesting call actually from Swads there, because he could be him and Sue Fowler obviously back in their old stadium. They're in their home country. You imagine if there is neutral support from the local area, they would probably be supporting those two players specifically, given their affiliation to not just the country but also specifically the club, that the club's ground that we're playing at. Look, realistically, I don't know what they're like at set pieces. I did hear someone talking about it, and I can't remember what they said. But whether they're really good at set pieces, we're going to need Souček to get involved in defending those. Or whether they're not very good at set pieces, we're going to need Souček to be attacking those at the other end. So Souček is actually a strong shot. Boga, Paquetá, Zuma, and Antonio. I think realistically, if we're not breaking it down too much, Areola, another person who's not someone mentioned too much, but he's going to need to be it's going to be a big game again for him. I think realistically, everyone's going to have to be on their game. It is a final. 11 players, you have to be on it. You can't, there's no excuses. Weak links will get Pineapple Bishop. Maybe I couldn't listen. We ain't going to get to screw on that one. Realistically, right, there is a situation in which a weak link will be exposed. But I do think key players do need to have the games of their lives. And I think actually with Areola is an interesting one, because future first team goalkeeper potentially when Fabianski leaves, at least that's got to be the hope and the dream for Areola, right? I don't think he would have come here thinking that he's going to forever be second choice. I think for now, cup run when you're in Europe, that makes sense. But realistically, when Fabianski goes and he is of the age where either he will go physically or he will actually just leave the club, Areola is probably going to be that first choice guy. And so a huge performance today could put him in good contention to be first choice next season. My wife's the same, actually not all that huge on cheese, of course. I'm just messing around. That's fair. But I don't know why. I've just never been a cheese guy. From a Liverpool fan, come on, you Irons, would piss Spurs fans off, and I'm all for it. Thank you very much, Jane. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Paquetá and Antonio had hoped for else would start save Benny for pens. It's going to be interesting once the game gets sort of deeper into it. If it does look like it's going to go to extra time and then eventually go to pens, it will be interesting to see what kind of subs David Moyes ends up making. Naturally I should have done that, shouldn't I? I should have done that. Naturally a conservative manager when it comes to that sort of thing. Will he be even more conservative today if it is a tight game and it is looking like it's potentially going to go to extra time and penalties? Will he be even more conservative and maybe save those subs for penalty style systems? Which leads me to another question. Let's end the poll, and then we'll lob a new one in. We asked how do you feel about the starting 11? 1% of people said they were fuming. 2% of people said it's poor. 34% of people said it's all right, and 62% said they were very happy. Which for a final, you'd hope it would be high like that, because my God, if it was not high, it's not high, then you're in bad times. But I'm lobbing another poll in chat. Would you sub Fabianski on for pens? Because I think that's been another big question that's been going around recently, right? If we do get to penalties, would you, in theory, bring on Fabianski to save them? Because Fabianski is infinitely better at penalties than Areola is. I think most people would probably go as far as to say that actually Areola is bad at penalties and Fabianski is pretty good. So it's not just that Fabianski is pretty good, it's that actually the other option is bad. And there's been quite a big conversation. Every show I've done, every conversation I've had about it has ended up at some point talking about this idea. Would you sub Fabianski on for penalties if it were to get to that? Yes or no? Poll in the chat at the top. Thank you very much, sir. Again, if you were looking for a watch along that isn't this one, then Titch is going to be on it. It's not going to extra time or pens will be done in 90 minutes. That's first of all, my hope, Trini. But also, I agree with you. But yeah, that's also very much my hope. For my voice more than anything else. But also for my nerves. I'd quite like it to just sort of be done. I don't know. You're always going to get someone out. You can't please everyone all of the time, so there will always be some level of fume. I suspect personally. 100% bring on Fabs for penalties. No, because if you sub and Areola has crap pens, you ruin his confidence. I mean, I think you ruined this. This was probably why I would keep him on. It's because if you're subbing him off, it sort of sends the wrong signal, in my opinion. But I sort of get it. Missed the vote, but I'm happy. Good, Tom. Good, Tom. Thomas, appreciate it. I hope it's a top referee tonight who doesn't spoil the game and let it flow. We'll see how that one ends up playing out. I will say that. Although people comparing it to the Europa League final last weekend, very different scenario. Let's be real. With who was last week? Sorry, who was involved in that? You know, Mourinho and that. It's hard. I would sub Fab on, but we do need to trust Areola. Look at Chelsea with Kepa. That's the other thing I was saying, Dan, is the idea of when people have subbed people on for penalties, at least from goalkeeper standpoint, it's almost, I can't think of many opportunities of it going right. I'm sure that has happened, and I'm sure actually there's definitely more examples of it going right than it going wrong, but I can't help but think about all of those times, like you say, with Kepa, Chelsea, the obvious examples, and others where it hasn't gone very well. It depends if we appear tired and need to use subs for on-field players. It's a good point. It's a very good point. Who do you want to see score the most, says CZ. It's a good question, CZ. I would say, I don't know. Rice is probably the obvious one, right? Rice would be the obvious one. You want to see him get the goal in what is undoubtedly at this point probably almost certainly going to be his final game for West Ham. It would be a beautiful thing to see him score the winner. Be a beautiful moment. Nice bow tying up at the end of the game, you know. Stu, good to see you, sir. Big up, Charlie. Hope you're well, good friend. Thank you very much, sir. I hope you and Lee are well. And looking forward to watching the game and 2 different watch-alongs. Lots of eyes on different places. I hope you're well, though, bro. Hope your video went well earlier. Hope your video went well. Subscribe to the Sabre team if you haven't already. I watched Fiorentina in their last 2 games. Hard to work out as they've made changes, but they don't have anything we've not faced in the Premier League. You love to see it. Trini, this is good. This is good intel, and it's giving me good vibes, if we're being honest about it. I think it's too much pressure to bring on a keeper just for pens in the final, says GP. I think that's another good point. Watch out for cards tonight. It says AK can see a red card coming our way. I'm sure Gio was all over that. He was messaging me about betting earlier, and I just completely forgot to reply. I would have had more intel on that, but still. Firing up Paramount Plus now. Come on, you mother-loving irons. Come on, Scott. It's on Paramount Plus in the US. There you go. There is, of course, on the UK on BT Sports 1. However, it is also on BT Sports YouTube channel live. You can watch it for free on there. However, if you can't watch it, if it's region locked, if you don't have YouTube, which seems unlikely given you're watching this YouTube video, but maybe you don't want to click off it. I appreciate that. Then there are definitely ways you can do it. If you scroll down to the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Lovely Hammers chat community. West Ham fans, welcome, but so is everyone else. But more importantly, on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links, in which you'll find what you're looking for. Stephen with the £5 into the full-time fund. Thank you very much. A great season of watch-alongs, my man. Thank you very much, Stephen, for getting involved in them, watching them, being in the live chat. And just while we're here, I'll say thank you to everyone who has watched any of them. If you've watched any of the watch-alongs, even if this is your first ever time here, or whether this is your 100th time if you're 100th time here, it's always a massive thing that doesn't get lost on me. That you choose to watch this, that you choose to spend your game here with me or with us at Hammers Chat. It's not lost on any of us. And it's a massive, just thank you, basically. Thank you, because it's been a long old season. It's been a long slog to get here. It's been a stressful season. And at times you have made it way more bearable than you should have. Because I'll be honest with you, there's some matches where I've at least managed to enjoy it to some extent, despite West Ham being god awful, where in another situation I wouldn't have. And ultimately, we now get to enjoy that in a final, which will potentially lift a trophy, but we're not going to get too far ahead of ourselves. Ben Rama says, Inner Circle, why? Only David can answer that question. Deck's last game for us, he'll win it on his own, Charlie. Love that, Paul. Love that confidence. If Souček scores, then Prague will go insane. I was thinking that as well. I want Soufal to get his first goal written in the stars. Another great point, old Greg. Another excellent point, actually. Soufal, of course, hasn't scored a club goal since moving to West Ham. He hasn't scored for us in any competition, has he? So it'd be a beautiful, I don't know if he's scored internationally, that's why I said club, but it'd be a beautiful situation for him to score back at his own ground. It really depends on how Ario has been playing. If he has a good game, all you have to give him is the nod and confidence to go out there and earn it to solidify his starting position next season as well. It's a call I don't want to make. I'll tell you that much. It's definitely a call I don't want to make. Just looked up, and the last time Emerson played against Fiorentina, his side won 4-0. Love to see that, Ben. Was that against Roma? Was that when he was playing for Roma? I'm trying to remember if he played against. I can't remember if he played for Chelsea against them or if he played for Lyon against them. So it might have been Roma. Omens. Still. Waiting to get off work so I can race home, put my kit in and watch the final. You love to see it, Juster. You love to see it, and I hope your work's not too stressful, my friend. I prefer to keep the keeper being warmed up and have his eyes in, so no change of keeper for me, although it's going to depend. It's giving me palpitations. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Is Ariola, of course, playing the entire game? Do we want a sort of Mark Noble situation? That's the other one that comes into my mind, right? The idea of Mark Noble getting subbed on against Manchester United specifically to take a pen and then missed. Now, there's lots of conversations about why that happened, but I don't think it's unfair to say keeping someone warmed up and in sort of in the zone is a big thing. You know, I don't think that's an unfair point to make. Yeah, let's make this one the last watch along the season ends on a high. That's what I'm saying, Richard. That's what I'm saying. I'll be doing other watch along stuff on my channels, but last one for West Ham, big plays until pre-season comes back. You love to see it. You love to see it end on a high. I often watch but never chat. I just want to say thanks for the build-up content this season. Callum, thank you very much for joining. No matter how many times you've watched, my friend, whether it's 2 minutes of Gion Gonzo, whether it's 4 hours of me, it doesn't matter how. Thank you very much, Callum. It's very much appreciated of you. Everyone else. It's a banging chant. It's an actual banging. If we're being honest, it's a banging chant. V saying would have preferred Cresswell instead of Emerson on for corners and free kicks. It's a good point. He is basically, I would say Cresswell is our best corner kick taker, and it is a little bit. I don't know who's that good in his absence. To be fair, so that's a fair point. I think that's a fair point. Well, peel my wax and call me Boris the Tremendous Charlie. Good to see you, Madman, for the last time this season. I hope you are well, sir. I hope you're all good. Off to the pub in Melbourne, Australia, 5 a.m. Tim, good luck. Good luck. I was speaking to someone. I was speaking to CD from who's of course lives in Australia as well. About yesterday. Madness. You have my respect, sir. You have my respect. Wally World with the $20. Thank you very much. Live watch along legend Charlie, Mr. Consistency with season. Thanks, bro. Thank you very much for the full-time funds. Very much appreciated, and for the very kind words. I hope you're well, sir. I hope you're well. Also, we need to get you on for your customary end of season 2 Spanners appearance over on the Patreon, patreon.com/hamster. If you haven't already, we need to get you on for it. We need to get you on for it. How about a poll for how was it being resolved tonight? Okay, we'll do that. Let's do that, M. Collingwood. So we'll end our current poll. Would you? It's a tight one. I'll tell you what. Would you sub Fabianski on for pens? 47% of people said no. 53% of people said yes. Incredibly tight. Incredibly tight. When will this game end? Is the next one. 90 minutes. Extra time, or potentially ends. See how you lot are feeling about that one. Have I clicked that? I have. That's good. Some watch the comments around 15 minutes in the match. Watch this space. See what happens, man. We'll see what happens. How it goes, young man. I'm good, Sumo. I'm starting to calm down a little bit. At the beginning stream, I was absolutely bricking it, but now I'm a little bit calmer, a little bit more chill. My hands aren't shaking as much. They're just shaking a normal amount now. I'm just excited. I'm just excited to see West Ham. I'm going to turn the volume up and really just live this moment. Bowen, winner in extra time for me, says Inner Circle. What's the deal with Danny DeVito? Cut out, please. Good to see you, Arlo. Hope you're well. This is Danny. He accompanies me on all the watch-alongs. He keeps an eye out, you know, because it's difficult because you're concentrating on this, constantly doing lots of things. He keeps an eye out sort of just for incoming ops in sort of over like there. That's all I've got for you on that one. Ariola dropped a 10 out of 10 against Manchester City last season, full of confidence, but didn't save a penalty. Definitely sub-fab. That's another good point, Ben. That's another good point on the other side. We don't need to stress. We don't need to stress that. There's no good outcome on that one. there's no good outcome on that one. Wish we were wearing a away kit tonight. Not a fan of the orange. Do you know which kit are we wearing? Do we know for certain? Is it going to be the orange kit? Because if so, that is a depressing sight. as a depressing sight. I'm currently sat outside a Coldplay concert. Would rather watch West Ham than Coldplay. Oh, fair enough. They got some decent songs to be fair, but it's a vibe. It's a vibe. Emerson to score the winner. I definitely won't be watching Pens. It's fine. You could just watch me watch the Pens, right? That's the service I bring. That's the service I bring. A Bowen bicycle kick in a 94th minute. Does it matter what bloody kit we wear? Give me strength. It doesn't matter, Charles, but you have a preference. You know, not saying it matters, but personally, would prefer the claret. You know, I want to see us win in that color, not in the white and orange. However, does it actually make any difference? No, of course not. It has to be in 90 minutes for the nerves at the very least. Yes, very much so. The longer this goes on, was it the semi-final or was it the last? It would have been the semi-final, right? Where all of a sudden I realized about 5 minutes before the game we're 5 minutes away from a final. If I have to realize that we're 5 minutes away from winning and then it goes to extra time and then that's another half an hour on top of that, I don't know if I'll be able to survive. HDU, there you go, saying 2.5 in Perth, chain smoking and just having the first alcohol supporting West Ham should come with a health warning. You're not wrong, sir. And good luck staying up, regardless of whether you've just woken up or decided to stay up through the night, because it's a lot. It's a late one. All over when Noble sings. Like I said, get him in. Get him John Terrying. That's all I want. I just want to see Mark Noble in a kit doing a full-on John Terry. That's all I need. That's all I want. Is that so hard? Is that such a big deal? Is that such a big thing to article? Probably. You know, can't act like it's a sensible thing. Let's talk about sub bingo, shall we? We're of course 20 minutes away from kickoff here. This is the West Ham bench. Just in case you're just joining us, I'll run through the teams actually again. In fact, I'll pull up the graphics. Let's get professional, shall we? Let's act like we actually know what we're doing in these parts. Let's run through the teams once again if you're just joining. West Ham, Fiorentina apparently line up as such. They are the home tie technically, so we'll start with them. Terenaccio is how I've decided to go with it in goal. Dodo, Milenkovic, Ranieri, and Baraghi in defence. They have Bonaventura, Amrabat, and Mandragora in midfield with Kwemi, Gonzalez, and then Luka Jovic up front. West Ham. In fact, let's just go through the bench quickly. I'll say it one more time. Their bench: Serafellini, Saponara, Cabral, Ikone, Terzic, Venuti, Martinez, Kotara, Duncan, Bianco, Barak, Bracalo, and Igor. West Ham lineup as such. You have Areola in goal, Sufal, Zuma, Eged, Emerson, Rice, Suchek, and Paquetá with Bowen, Antonio, and Benrahma. The bench being Fabianski, Johnson, Cresswell, Fornals, Lanzini, Downs, Cornet, Ings, Ogbonna, Kera, Potts, and Mubama. So there is the bench running along the screen now. Let's do a bit of sub bingo. Sub bingo is, of course, the game when we predict where David Moyes will make his first substitution. You don't have to tell me the exact player, although they are running across the bottom of your screen now, if you want to add that little bit of sauce. However, all that matters here is the time. When do you think David Moyes will make his first substitution? DDCH, good to see you. I'm nervous, Charlie Boy. Nerves kicking it, mate. You should have seen me about half an hour before it. I was walking up and down like mad. I literally just stood up in this room for a bit. Just because I had to. It was just the nerves were just too strongly there. It was a mess. It was a mess. My mouse has disappeared. Where is my mouse? There we go. I could see what it was highlighting, but I couldn't see the mouse. Sorry, this is it's just Charlie things. Peach be up there cheering on West Ham. RIP Peach, very much so. If there's one man who would have been overjoyed about this situation, who I think at the beginning of it would have predicted us to win it and would have said we'd win every single game, is Peach. Obviously passed away sadly almost a year ago at this point. Big ups, Peach. Time to run two things in his honor and everything else. What a man! What a man! What a man! It's a massive shame you never got to see this. Let's have a look at these sub bingos though. Let's get into that. I know the feeling, Ado. I know the feeling. I'd love to Sufal to score the winner. Leon, I strongly agree. Jack Harrison, I'm a Liverpool fan, but the Hammers and Moyes fans deserve this. Come on, 3-0. Let's go, Jack. Let's go. Madman's going in with a solid 37-24 for the sub bingo. Have we got any others in the chat? We've got a 73rd minute. We've got 58 minutes. Benny for El Fornicador. Hope you had bell delivery. I genuinely don't remember. It's a stress that I need to sort out at some point. 74 minutes says Jimmy. 78 minutes says Stephen. 59 says Cyclops. 33 minutes sub due to injury says Sean. 66 minutes. 65 minutes. RIP Peach. Stu, RIP. Pete said we should sign Tillemans, may have a chance now to get relegated. Not wrong, GP. Not wrong. My man said many things. 66 minutes. 66 minutes. I don't know how you do this show. I'd be stressing too much to be live. You just got to deal with it, right? 79 minutes says Thompson. 27th minute says usual suspect. 63 minutes says Michael. 65 minutes says Artel. You better do the Uber Eats delivery now. I'll send the missus to shops. Yeah, I might have to. Well, we'll see. There's men. There's lots of men on the pitch playing electric guitar. I don't know why. Is this a Czech thing? They do like rock music they do like Czech. What's going on? What's going on? I'm scared. I'm confused. Naked men now, unfortunately not. They are fully clothed. 3-1 West Ham. Antonio, first goal in a second. 2 minutes. You'd love to see it. We will, of course, be getting into score predictions very, very, very soon, people. Very soon. So maybe just keep them one more time because we're going to lock them in soon. It'll be the final score prediction lock-in of the season. We'll be close. We won't be mad, Charlie, but if we lose because you didn't bell. Yeah, I'm starting to realize I don't know what's happened here. I don't know what's gone on here, mate. I don't know. It's poor from me. It's poor from me. It's poor from me. I don't know what I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. There's not much. Does there ever need to be a reason? That's a good point. That's a fair point. That's an excellent point. That's an excellent point, to be fair. Bell or pizza or orange. We do have orange, and I suspected at some point we'd probably order pizza today. Although we do have oranges available. I know that one because I definitely bought oranges. I remember buying oranges. So we definitely have those available. At least we have something. When the match is kicked off and we can calm down a little bit, and I'm not doing this sort of pre-show section, when we're in the meat and potatoes of the watch along, I'll go and have a look to see if there are bells. But yeah, 4-0 with another stunner at the end to seal it. Be a beautiful thing, Draconian. It would be a beautiful thing. Order pizza now. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. May potentially, but we'll see what happens. Your bell preparation, bro. It's been poor this season in general. HDU. I've been all over the shop in that sense. I've been all over the shop. I know. Trust me, I'm aware. I'm very excited for this fact. Stu has sent me a picture. Stu, if you see this, big plays, my friend. Big plays of how many different screens you've got going on there. Let's talk about. Do you know what? Screw it. Let's do it a little bit early. You know, we're going to get onto score predictions now because we've been live for almost an hour. We've spoken about both teams. We've spoken about Fiorentina. We've spoken about West Ham. We've spoken about Fiorentina subs. We've spoken about West Ham subs. We've spoken about the most dangerous, important players for both sides. We've even spoken about what would happen if it went to penalties and who'd sub on and all these other things. We've spoken about it for almost every angle possible for almost an hour. So at that point, there's only one thing left to say realistically, and that is, what are your score predictions? Drop them in the live chat. Let's get them going. And I shall lock them in. No more sitting on the fence last time this season. Let's get those scores locked in, ladies and gentlemen, because it's about 12 minutes until kickoff. I will say, Fedjo and Gonzo are today. They are both at the Hammers Chat Fan Park situation, having fun with a lot of you, be it patrons, be it people who just watch the YouTube channel, all of those sort of stuff. There's a load of people down there having fun together. There's been I'm sure there will be videos going up after the game, regardless of the result. Definitely, if there's a win, I suspect there'll be some very loud celebratory videos going up. However, I will be here throughout the entire game, watch along the entire game. We'll be doing a live match review straight after the match as well. So make sure, if you haven't already, to first of all, subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. Make sure to hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on future videos. It just tells you when it happens. And like the video while you're down there. 300 is usually our goal. It just gives us nice house money to play with. We're at 174 right now. It feels like 300 is definitely a possibility today if we could get that going. But it just helps us out massively. It means when people type in, West Ham, Fiorentina, we come up as top. Obviously, we're never going to come up as top today, given the fact that you're In fact, we're going up against literally the BT Sport live stream of the actual match itself. I don't think we'll be winning that one. However, gets us second, and that is good enough for us. Let's be real about it. That's good enough for us. But let's have a look at some of these score predictions, shall we? I'll get the full teams running once more down the bottom of the screen. Because I need to decide myself what I'm saying. I've been saying 2-1, but I'm not entirely certain. Yeah, first of all, Draconian with another $2. Thank you very much, sir. You do not have to do this at all. Pizza incentive dollars. That's prep. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You don't have to whatsoever. I'll be putting your name once again in the top thing once we're through with this section. Let's have a gander at 3-1, 3-2, 3-2, 2-1, 3-1, 2-1, 3-1. 2-1, 3-2, 1-0, 2-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 4-2, 3-1. West Ham win. 2-1. Definitely scoring a 10 out of 10 for me. Thank you very much. That's very kind. That's very kind. 2-0, 3-2, 3-1. Sorry, 3-2 even, Conan. I apologize. I hope I'm wrong. 3-1, says Nigel. Stress, Nigel. Stress, but I can respect it. 2-1 West Ham. We go 1-0 down. Then Benny, Penn, and Souček winner. 2-1, 3-1, 3-1, 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 4-2, 2-1, 4-0, 2-1, 4-0, 4-2. Lots of confidence in the chat. You love to see it. I think I have not seen your outrageous bets. Did you put it in the send it to me right now? Let me have a look. Send it to me. I would scroll through the other chat, but I ain't gonna find it. Let's be right. I ain't gonna find it. Lots of confidence. I think I'm gonna stick with my 2-1. I can't see a situation in which Fiorentina do not score tonight. I think defensively we're going to look good. I think defensively, it's going to be key for us, but I do trust us in that sense. Even though we're playing a slightly weakened defensive, slightly weaker side in terms of defense, where if you're looking for the most defensive possible, you'd put Cresswell in over Emerson. You'd maybe arguably put Fornals in over Benrahma, for example. But realistically, I think despite that, I think we're strong enough to keep the scoreline down from their side. But I do think they will score. They've got some of the top goal scorers in the competition in their ranks. One of them the top goal scorer starting on the bench for them. He could come on if they need goals, for example. But I back us. I back us defensively and I back us offensively. I think the system suits us. I think it's all adding up to a 2-1 West Ham win. It's the safest. It's the safest of all the score predictions, 2-1. And I think I'm going to back it. Dan says, no matter what the score, either West Ham or Fiorentina will win. I put my house on it. Big Dan. What if there's a draw? No house, I guess. No house. You'd hate to see it, but I respect the confidence. I'm stressed. Listen. We'd take that. We would take that very happily. 1-1 on normal time, win on pens, 1-1, 2-1 on extra time. Good evening, Toby. Hope you're well, sir. Hope you're good. 3-1, 3-2. Once he Souček attack, I think he'll be in and around the box today. I think that's something we will be seeing. Good to see Dean. Hope you're well, sir. Hope you're good. Popped in early before the stream had starting. I did see that when I was getting everything ready. I did see your name pop up in the live chat while I was typing things up and getting everything prepped. Which you'd love to see it. Bad news if Fiorentina score first. That's a good point, Diego. I think the first goal is obviously an imperative. Budgie, good to see you, sir. Hope you're well. Not stopping but come on your hands. Love you, bro. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. And a 3-1 says Budgie. We take that. I'm sure we'll get into this at length, Kieran. Potentially even tomorrow. But I suspect we'll get deep into that. But I need to have a little think myself because I'm not sure. One can only hope. One can only dream. Stephen, thank you very much for the $4.99 into the full-time fund. It's very kind of you, sir, watching BT Sport on the TV and Hammers chat on the iPad. You love to see it, Stephen. You love to see it. The multitasking is a beautiful thing. Thank you so much, sir. Very, very kind of you indeed. Very kind of you indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just over 6 minutes away from kickoff in the Europa Conference League final. It's West Ham versus Fiorentina. It's probably the biggest game in my lifetime. Arguably, potentially even, if you want to make the argument, maybe the biggest game I'll ever see in my lifetime. These don't come around often. So no matter where you're watching, no matter how you're watching, whether you're watching it here with me, whether you're going to head off and watch it, it's of course live on BT Sport's YouTube channel. It's on BT Sport 1. Whether you're going to head off to a pub, whether you're watching it by yourself, with family, however you're absorbing the game today, just make sure no matter what the result is, regardless of that, just absorb it, live it, because these moments come so rarely for West Ham fans. So rarely. I remember the 2006 FA Cup final. I remember going out and playing football 15 minutes before kickoff and my dad turning to me and saying, "Are you sure you want to do this? Because this doesn't happen frequently for us. We're not good. This isn't going to happen again for a while." And me being like, yeah. And then running in when we were 2-0 up because I heard my family cheering and then us just going downhill from there. I remember these moments. I remember that. And so however you're watching it, make sure to just fully embrace it and fully absorb everything that happens, regardless of the result. Because this is what football is for. These exact moments. We have managed to fight our way all the way to a final of a European competition. We are potentially 90 minutes away from lifting the trophy. But no matter what happens, this is a monumental occasion for West Ham and for all of us. So absorb it, live it, so we can cherish it at a later date, no matter what happens. And I'd like to thank you if you are sticking around, because I will be live throughout the entire game right here on this very channel, for joining me. Make sure to like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. The teams are getting ready to come out. Big moments, ladies and gentlemen. Moments to treasure. The world is watching. Exactly, Diego. Exactly. And remember, it is totally free on BT Sports YouTube channel and their channel on Sky. Oh, apparently you can watch it on there as well, which is a beautiful thing. And if you are in America, it's on Paramount Plus. If you are looking for another way to watch it, you can't do either of those. It's on the BT Sport YouTube channel. And if you are looking for somewhere else to watch it, but you can't do any of those, there are definitely ways you can do it. If you scroll down the link in the description below, there's a bit there called join our Discord, completely free Hams chat, West Ham community, fans of all clubs welcome. But most importantly, on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called stream links. You'll find what you're looking for. My giddy aunts, ladies and gentlemen, it's time, as the commentator shouts at the beginning of football matches sometimes. Thank you very much, Simo. Thank you, Frank. Thank you. I remember the White Horse final and then going to watch a Buster Keaton film. JP, how old are you, bro? Wait, hang on. When was the White? I swear that was like, what was that, 28? 28 maybe? Oh, I don't know. Don't forget to breathe. I'm going to need it. I'm going to need it. I'm going to need it. This is good intel, Jamie. This is good intel. You're always my go-to watch along. I wouldn't want to watch it with anyone else. Thank you very much, Oscar. That's very kind of you, sir. That's very kind of you. Have a good one, bro. Enjoy it. Live it, bro. Live it. Good luck to everyone on Come On You Eyes. There we go. Come On You Eyes, bro. The teams are walking out. And I am, like Tom, doing a bit of a poopy. It'll be fine. I'm going to just turn it up slightly. Prague stadium full. Like I say, not enough tickets for either of the sides. I think if UEFA had realised that this final would have been West Ham versus Fiorentina, they probably would have booked a bigger stadium. However, it is full and it's very loud. Come On You Irons, ringing out right now, louder than anything else I can hear in that stadium. Of course, even if there are some neutrals, they will probably be backing West Ham to some extent, given if they're from the local area. You know, Thomas Souček, Vladimir Sofal literally used to play for the club that plays in this exact stadium. So you imagine, as the Europa Conference League theme for the last time, oh, what a song. What a song. I tell you what, they are drowning it out, but it's a big tune. You have to respect it. It is a big tune. And it does sound very West Hammy. And I'm telling you what, I'm looking at it now. I'm seeing England flags a lot of places. I'm seeing West Ham flags a lot of places. I did see a very large, don't get me wrong, very large contingent of Fiorentina, very large contingent of purple on one end. But it does, at least audibly right now, sound like there's more West Ham fans in there than Fiorentina. Lots of West Ham chants happening. So much. So much. Italiano and Moyes, they're just shaking hands. What a huge monumental moment. There is a timer in the top corner up here that will show you exactly how far behind you I will be, because I'm watching on the BT Sport website legally, properly, which means for some reason they delay it, and I still don't know why. I don't know how. I feel like the technology should work. It doesn't. So I will be ever so slightly behind you. So there is a timer in the top corner to tell you exactly how far behind you I am. Let's go through the teams one last time, just very quickly as they go through them. Fiorentina line up with Casino. I'm going to pronounce that differently every single time, aren't I? Dodo, Milenkovic, Ranieri, and Baraghi in defense. Bonaventura, Amrabat, and Mandagora in midfield. Gonzalez, Kouemi on either side over Luka Jovic. West Ham line up such Areola, Stufal, Zuma again, and Emerson in defense. Rice, Suchek, and Paquetá in midfield with Bowen and Ben Rama on either side of Michael Antonio, just in case we do need to make any subs. West Ham's bench: Fabianski, Johnson, Cresswell, Ogbonna, Kera, Fornals, Lanzini, Downs, Potts, Cornet, Ings, and Mubama. Big moments. West Ham are going to be kicking from left to right. They will be in the white and orange kit. Declan Rice shaking hands with Baragi in the center of the pitch. A huge moment. The Spanish officials there shaking hands. The Europa Conference League ball has been handed to the ref. Right, you got the sweaty pit. Big moments. Big moment. The nerves have fully come back, Glenn. The nerves have fully come back. They died down a little bit there as we were talking about the game and going through everything. They died down a bit. They are fully 100% back and kicking right now, and I'm not keen. I am not keen whatsoever. I wonder how many West Ham fans have that song as a ringtone if West Ham win. I would just have it as a ringtone anyway. It's a banger. Maybe not if we lose because obviously a bit of PTSD as it were, but it is a banger. It is definitely a banger. Oh my god. Fiorentina to kick off. They'll be playing from left to right. West Ham will be playing from right to left, I believe, unless they flip the camera angle again. Who knows? Fiorentina to kick off. It's West Ham United versus Fiorentina in the Europa Conference League final. Come on, you Irons, deploy the boys. It's time to run two things indeed. Shout out Peach, my brother. Let's go. Oh my god, the nerves. The nerves. Okay. 90 minutes to go. Shot early from Fiorentina. They sort of managed to figure their way into a shot just outside the area. Shot deflects. Suchek getting a foot in, stopping a second one from coming in. Ben Rama lays it into the path of Lucas Paquetá. Mikel Antonio charging down the left-hand side. He finds him. It's the only pass he really could make in that situation. He finds him well. Mikel Antonio hits it straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. Easy save from him there, but still. But you see instantaneously, Fiorentina, they get a lot of people forward. When they lost the ball there was like 5 or 6 of them just on the outside of the area. And then when we hit the counter-attack just instantaneously, you're going to see it. That's exactly what we're expecting today. That's exactly the sort of thing we're expecting today. 1-1, West Ham win on pens. Let's have a look at what they're saying. When will this game end? 90 minutes says 71%, 22% are saying extra time, and pens are saying 7% currently in the poll. Ball forward again. Jared Bowen lays it short out to the left-hand side. Saeed Benrahma looking for the overlap or underlap, sorry, of Emerson. The pass deflects. It's going to be Emerson throw near the corner flag. Little sire. We take that. We take a little sire. We take a little sire. We take a little sire, you know. Thank you, Philip. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. You're not the only one, bro. You're not the only one. Big boot doesn't quite work out. Baragi goes down under a challenge from Jared Bowen. Italiano's screaming at Kouemi. Yeah, no foul there from Jared Bowen. Baragi boots the ball, and he as he goes to kick the ball, Bowen just knocks it, just gets his foot to it, and don't even know if he touches Baragi, to be fair. Don't even know if he touches him. I would have lost my mind, Collingwood. I can't act like I wouldn't have absolutely lost my mind if that had happened. Gav Dog with the £2. Thank you very much. This is massive. We are massive. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I very much agree. Oh, I need to put everyone's names in the thing, don't I? I need to put everyone's names in the thing. Thank you. Thank you for the full-time fund. Very much appreciated. None of you have to do that, but it's obviously massively appreciated by all 3 of us. Oh, yeah. It's very Lego's an expensive hobby. I'll tell you that much. It's an expensive hobby. That's why I only have the one, which I got for my birthday, because I ain't affording it otherwise. Big boot forward from the free kick from Fiorentina. It did take that long to take it from the Barami Bowen foul. Rice nod down to Paul. Fiorentina can come flowing forward. Dodo finds Gonzalez on the right hand side, cuts inside of Declan Rice, who just keeps it calm. Gonzalez goes down and stays down. Little, yeah, okay. We're seeing a little bit of a dark arts, Ivor, is potentially how you'd want to say it. I think Baragi went down a little bit theatrically earlier on the Bowen. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt and say maybe there was some contact, even though I couldn't see it. Gonzalez has gone down and stayed down in a really ridiculous way, and Italiano's just told the players to kick it out there. There's maybe as Declan Rice is battling with Gonzalez there's maybe a hand goes towards the face, but not a lot. The fact he's down for that long, a little bit ridiculous. Some cups being thrown his way, which you don't want to see. Gonzalez is trying to claim that there was an elbow there, which there definitely wasn't, by the way. There definitely wasn't an elbow. There was at most like an accidental hand. There definitely was not an elbow, which he's wrongly claiming. Right, let's make sure these names are up to date while we get a drop ball. Again, it was said in the pre-match, the Italiano, their manager, had mentioned people fouling. It's something that's been made a big deal out of. His comments saying, "Yeah, we're gonna," basically just openly saying, "Yeah, we're gonna do some tactical fouls." Fiorentina they've come out. They've maybe taken some notes from the Mourinho Roma performance a little bit, if we're being honest. Areola passing it around with Aged at the moment. West Ham just passing it between Areola and the two centre backs. He then, under a little bit of pressure, just sort of boots it out. That's poor from Areola there. I think it was okay to be passing it around at the back like that. That's fine. Draw them in a little bit, try to get them there. But that sort of passing was just a little bit awful from Areola, if we're being honest. I mean, that's the idea, right? That's the idea. When he spoke about, for example, the tactical fouling, I don't think it's necessarily the wrong thing to do. I think from his position, it's the right thing to do. And I don't think necessarily, I don't have a problem with it, to be honest with you. It's just a way of playing. But to do it this early is a little bit insane. But at the same time, it is what it is, whatever. Big boot over the top for Fiorentina looking forward. And it's just Zuma just calmly lets it go out. It's going to be a goal kick to West Ham. Yeah, it's on their YouTube channel, Richard, but I'm not sure whether or not it's region locked or not. It's definitely being shown on their YouTube channel for free. I can tell you that much. It definitely is. If you are looking for a way to watch it and you can't find it, there are definitely ways you can. But it is on their YouTube channel for free. Fiorentina now on the ball, passing it around, sort of on the halfway line. Basically, yeah. I don't have a problem with it. If I'm being honest with you, I don't have a problem with it. Like, it's not something we like. It's not something you love to see, but I don't necessarily have a problem with it, especially if you're like Fiorentina and you want to play possession, you want to really go for the press, you want to really put it on people. I understand that. I understand it. Some of this rolling around is a bit insane so far, but that's fine. That's fine. As long as the referee doesn't let them dictate the decisions, then that's fine. So we check, just getting physical again instantaneously there with Bonaventura, I think it was. Dodo coming forward with the ball. Poor from him, ends up in the feet of Nick Antonio's pass out to Paquetá was poor there, and instantly Fiorentina, thankfully, they win the ball back and boot it forward, and it does not work out. It's going to be Areola to play the ball for. Oh, there you go. It's region locked. That's fair. Use a VPN pretend you're in the UK if it's region locked. Good point. Good VPN to Europe. Yeah. So on Paramount Plus in the US, it is. Yeah. Scott was saying earlier. I don't know his name. He's Spanish. Oh, bloody hell. Shot from range from Fiorentina's from Mandagora, I think was how it was pronounced. Pronounced. Just a big boot from range. Just a big sight. Just a sighter before while they have the opportunities, I guess, a bit snatched at it. I'm fine with them sort of taking shots from that kind of range, snatching at them that quickly. Passing it around at the moment, Fiorentina again. Basically playing out how we expect it to. Fiorentina mostly on the ball, passing it around relatively slowly. We're going to try and ping them on the counter attack. Makes perfect sense, right? This is playing out exactly how I expect it to right now. Antonio just chasing shadows a little bit, looking to try and just put some pressure on the centre back as they're trying to play their way forward. Amrabat involved in that back line. It's almost like a back three at that point. Declan Rice getting just snapping in there, and the ball from Fiorentina goes way over the top of everyone, and Emerson collects it comfortably. I did see that earlier, Brian. I'm shocked a little bit, but listen, clearly lured in by the offer of playing under Philip Neville. You know, imagine that. Oh, love that. I'm probably actually like a second ahead of this. Hang on. Let me make sure this is exactly accurate because I pressed go slightly late. Let me just make sure this is exactly right. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that's exactly right now. It's exactly right now. So you're probably more like 3 seconds, to be fair. Dodo holding his face, just an accidental hit from Ben Rama. He's down bleeding. You hate to see it. He's down bleeding. That one, there definitely was a connection on that one, to be fair. Fella be bleeding. Fella be bleeding, bud. Fella be bleeding. Did he get fired? Oh, you hate to see it. Well, the dream is over, ladies and gentlemen. The dream is over. The dream is over. Right. While that person's down bleeding, I'm just going to double check if there are any baby because I can't remember. I remember seeing them and thinking, I need to buy those. Let me have a look. Very quick. There are none. There are none. I can confirm now, none. We have oranges. That much I definitely did. Somehow I looked at the baby bells, went, I need to remember to buy those, and then didn't get them. So that's something we might have to. That's a bridge we might have to cross at some point. But there are none. Fiorentina again passing it around. We're committing a little bit here. Looking for that ball over the top. Good header down instantaneously. Bowen with a beautiful 1-2 with Paquetá. That's really nicely done. Jared Bowen looking to try and put it onto his stronger foot. He does. He cuts inside into the area, dinks it across. He's looking for Ben Rama. Couldn't quite find it. Headed away. Zuma gets there first, lays it short. Foul loses out, but that's going to be a throw into West Ham in a good position. Nicely done there. Quick 1-2 with Jared Bowen. It was nice between him and Paquetá to create a little bit of space. Jared Bowen came to the area, just tried to dink it, headed away. Not a great dink in the end towards the back post. I wish I was. Big long throw in. Zuma can't get there. Declan Rice hits it. Just wide from Declan Rice. It dropped to him on the outside of the area. He snatched the shot a little bit, just wide of the bottom left-hand corner post. He has no opportunity there apart from just to hit it first time and sort of has to snatch at it a little bit. He does well. I think it actually deflects off someone potentially. I'm not entirely certain, but close. One of the few times I'm happy for Declan Rice to just take a shot. Usually it ain't me, PB, but usually one of the few times. Kwame down now, holding his lower back. Vladimir Sufal, hands in the air, in disbelief. Yeah, that was yeah, that one was ridiculous. It's ridiculous by Fiorentina there. Kwemi just smiling to himself now as he's back up and moving around normally. Literally, he goes up a little bit. Vladimir Sufal, don't get me wrong, he's got his hands on him. There's a bit of jostling between the two of them as they jostle for position. And his legs just go like that and he just falls to the ground. It's like, bro, how's that happened then? Paquetá gone in. I thought that was all right on Bonaventura there. I thought that one was okay. Paquetá saying he got the ball. I don't really see how that one was a foul either, if we're being honest about it. Playing it around now, Fiorentina. I'm shocked at how much they've. I'm shocked at how much they've come to play the referee, if you know what I mean. I would have expected the tactical fouling and stuff like that. I would have expected. I think that sort of stuff's fine, but there's been a lot of diving and a lot of trying to make the most of everything, making a meal out of everything. Does does well there, Bonaventura. Plays it out to Baragi, looking to try and cross it in. Good block, Jared Bowen. Good block. I don't. I do not. Paramount Plus, yeah, it's got good stuff on it. It's got good stuff on it. Big long throw in. Suchek gets the first header, not quite great. Gets the second one, not great either. Paquetá goes down. The referee doesn't see it. Mikel Antonio goes down. The referee says nothing doing. Gonzalez just outside the area looking to try and release a shot. It's played away by Emerson nicely. Suchek back to Emerson. Suchek sort of gives the hand as if to say, just sort of boot it. Emerson sort of refusing to do that. Plays it back to Ariola under a little bit of pressure from Jovic. Plays it wide out to Sufal nicely, who dinks it over the top to Mikel Antonio. That's good stuff. Sufal on the overlap. Antonio takes it past two, goes down there. Referee says nothing to be done. Paquetá collected it, can't quite get it going. And now Fiorentina can go again. This game's getting a little bit end to end. It's getting a little bit feisty. West Ham players starting to go down. Maybe, I don't know whether it's too easy or not, but they're starting to go down and the referee's not having any of it compared to the Fiorentina ones where he's had basically all of it. Like you say, I don't want it to be in a situation where you're saying getting out of control is play acting. He needs to start seeing and taking action. I don't want to be in that situation where I'm saying he needs to start giving people yellow cards too early, because this is obviously, we're in the 16th minute. But if it carries on, it's obviously going to be a thing that needs to start happening. But surprised that after some of the Fiorentina ones that he hasn't been giving some of ours, but we'll see. Paquetá, Milenkovic does well there, goes in there solidly on Paquetá, just really nicely done. Bonaventura can come away with the ball. And Fiorentina keep possession. Be interested to see what the possession stats are. I know Who Scored don't usually do Conference League. I don't know. Does anyone have like a place where you can find stats like that for today's game? I haven't been able to find any of them. I know Sofa Score maybe, Footmob. I don't know. Big ball over the top, collected by Ariola. Just interested to see what those kind of things are running throughout the game. Because right now it certainly feels mostly Fiorentina in terms of possession. West Ham are massive, ringing out. By the way, the only thing you can hear on the commentary right now, the only thing you can hear in the ground right now is West Ham are massive. He started okay, Cam, in my opinion. He started okay. Antonio battling for it. Milenkovic loses out. Somehow that's gone against us. Not sure what happened there. The referee or the assistant, I'm not sure which one, said one way and the other one said the other. And Fiorentina have come away with it. Good interception for Emerson. Does well there. Bonaventura, good work by Lucas Paquetá to win that ball back. Lays it into Suchek. Mikel Antonio caught ball watching a little bit. Ranieri just comes through the back of him, collects the ball, and now Fiorentina can dominate again. They're committing. There's that high press we're talking about. They are committing. Their centre-backs are as far forward as humanly possible. Kwame lays it out wide to Baragi on the left-hand side. Poor control, deflects off Bowen. Sufal wins for him. We take that. We take that. Tense difficult. 66-34. 65.9 possession Fiorentina. It feels about right, doesn't it? Feels about right. 66%. Good intel, people. Good intel. It feels about right, doesn't it? One football. It's a good idea, actually. I didn't even think to check. We've been sponsored by them, and I didn't even think to check them. Poor from me. Tony needs to be way more aggressive. The thing is we need him to last the entire game. I don't necessarily disagree, but we need him to last the entire game. Oh, are BT doing it as well? They probably are. I'm watching on the thing. Do they have the stats on here somewhere? I'm gonna press that. Ooh, that's got like a running thing of what's going on. That's nice. What's that? Alternative timeline. Interesting. Fiorentina passing the ball around. I have to have a look at that at some point. Bonaventura, sorry. Out wide again to Baraghi. Fiorentina sort of, I think they're sort of, I don't want to say they're flipping and they're flopping and they're diving and all that. I'm not watching on TV, so I don't have a red button. That's the problems of computers, right? I don't want to say it's sort of lessened our bite in this game a little bit, but certainly over the last 5 minutes, Kawami laying it, looking for Jovic, can't quite find it. It comes back to him. Luckily, deflects back to him. He hits it. Good block from Declan Rice, just somehow getting something on that and then clears it away. It's going to be a Fiorentina throw on the right-hand side. They play it backwards. I'm not saying necessarily that their nippiness has stopped West Ham from fighting as much as they were, but certainly it feels like that intensity, and we were sort of getting touch tight to them early on, has sort of disappeared a little bit. And Fiorentina are now sort of beginning to have it all their own way, just a little bit. Bowen goes down on the left-hand side there. Oh, look, we win a free kick. What time to be left? Dave, that's a D Punch Drunk Gaming. Sir, thank you very much for the $15. It's £15 even. Thank you. Very kind of you, sir. Meant to be in London at the moment, but family comes first. Being with Charlie makes it worthwhile. Very kind of you. Wrong, but very kind of you. Something towards the pizza fund. We'll still bleed claret and brew 3-0 irons. Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's very, very kind of you. That's very, very kind of you. Hello. I hope whatever's going on with you is fine, Dave, by the way. I hope you're all good. Need to get your name in the thing. But yeah, it does feel a little bit like that intensity potentially is maybe dropped out a little bit from us, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Not necessarily a bad thing. If we're being honest about it, you want to be able to keep it tight, keep it calm. And if they're going to keep generating this sort of stuff, that's fine. They're not really doing much with it right now, so it's kind of okay. 69% ball possession just appeared at the top as well, but you know, again, we're not going to be looking at possession, right? 69's just popped up on the screen. You'll have to see it. Nice. And that's just not going to be our game. It was never going to be our game. It's never our game usually. It's not going to be our game today. We just need to make sure that our counters are effective. Declan Rice is getting very frustrated there. And the ref just sort of making a point about little nips in there. Draconian, thank you very much for the $2. Thank you, sir. It's very kind of you. Bruv, please don't. I beg, you don't have to at all. It's very, very, very kind of you, but you do not have to at all. But thank you very much. Very kind, but please. Amrabat, that's a foul to West Ham. Going to be a free kick just on the halfway line. Looking for Bowen, big boot forward, can't quite make it work. Flicked forward. It's just not the side against West Ham. It's just not the. I don't know. It doesn't feel. I don't know. It just doesn't feel quite like we have it going yet. You know, when we get forward, it's a bit stretched. Earlier on, we were getting a couple of chances, but so far, our counterattacks in the last 10 minutes just haven't really hit in that same way. And we've been struggling to sort of find anything here. Thankfully, so Fiorentina. It's not. They've obviously had a lot of the possession, and and a lot of the game, but they're not really creating much from it yet, which is okay with me. But we need to be better at creating ourselves big time. Yeah, he's touched it a couple of times, passed it around a bit. Made a challenge. Was a challenge early doors he made as well. Good work there from Sufal. That's what we're going to need. We're going to need him and Rice really running the game. That when we've been at our best recently, that's happened, and we really need to do that. Obviously, they're going to know that. Early on, that was basically just standing on Paquetá, but we need that to get going. Zuma just physically getting involved with Jovic there, looking for the ping forward. Emerson does well to nod that one away. Ben Rama quickly into the feet of Mikel Antonio. Again, just a little bit. Milenkovic goes down, realizes nothing's going to be given, gets back up again. His advantage gets played. Fiorentina come forward. They're in a good position here to maybe create something. Taking a little bit too long, passed it round, lofted in towards the box, nodded away towards the box. Sofal does really well. Shot, deflects. Jovic who leaves it out for a corner. Leaves it to go out for a corner. It's not great refereeing performance so far, you got to be honest. Garth, good to see you. Good morning from Australia. Hope you're well, bro. What is it, like 6 a.m. for you at this point? 5 a.m. for you at something like that, right? Braver man than I, sir. Braver man than I. Antonio just having a conversation with the ref about basically what's been going on there. Amrabat and Milenkovic were both just sort of muscling him. That's what you got to do with Mikel Antonio. If you've got someone strong enough, just get on him and just muscle him out of the game. That's what they were doing there. There was a lot of stuff being thrown towards the Fiorentina players whenever they're in the corner. It started when Gonzalez went down there, and it's sort of carried on at the corner. Baragi's there to take the corner. There are cups being thrown towards him. This is the West Ham end that Fiorentina are shooting towards in the first half, pinged in towards the box. Header was very over. It was a great cross, to be fair. Milenkovic gets on ahead of it. Kind of a terrifying prospect, but a worry from set pieces there, because Milenkovic just gets a bit of space, sort of unmarked as well. Huge opportunity for them. Goes wanting. 5 a.m., 3:30 in Western Australia. Big boot forward from Areola, looking for Mikel Antonio. Can't work. Souček wins the header. Jared Bowen comes forward with it, looking for Mikel Antonio, who goes around Milenkovic. And West Ham are... Oh, the ref is being a little numpty. There you go. Okay, right. We're here now, ladies and gentlemen. We're here. I'm not someone to complain about refs. You all know this. That's not me. Milenkovic goes diving in on Mikel Antonio. Takes him out, by the way. Doesn't get anywhere near the ball. Mikel Antonio gets up, continues to run. It goes out for a goal kick, and the referee just points. I think that's a free kick. Okay. All right. The ref has fully arrived. We're here. Okay. All right. Well, what can we do? We are where we are. The situation is the situation. Big ball over the top there. Doesn't quite work out. There's a big shouts going from the crowd. I'm not sure what for there. Antonio wasn't complaining about anything, and nor was the Fiorentina player. Kurt Zuma just hooking that one away. Sufal getting involved in it. Good work from the defenders. If we can deal with this well, just keep possession, maybe start to build up a counter-attack here. Emerson, big boot forward. Looking for Mikel Antonio. Good chest down. That's a free kick. Thank you very much. Finally, one gets done there. Mikel Antonio, you just sort of backing up slightly against the defender there, who just it was Ranieri there, just sort of muscles him down to the ground. It's a definite foul, but it's not sort of something you love to see. But there we go. We take it quickly. This is where the game's going, right? Played out to the right-hand side. Jared Bowen on the ball, looking to try and cross the ball in. It's not a bad ball in. Souček's battling for it again. Can't quite make it work. His goalkeeper comes and collects it. I can respect it. Mate, I've got to do the watch long and then the review straight after. So I'm hoping ideally for a 90-minute situation. Otherwise my voice is going to be shot. I mean, you did say that. To be fair, you did say that. I'm not ready to say he's. I'm not saying he's biased. I'm just saying he's not very good. like I would like I don't look at it too much and saying about like looking for deeper reasons other than not very good. I think the referee's he's having a poor game so far, and I don't tend to comment on referees, but he's not having a good game at all. Play forward wide, looking for the through ball. Bonaventura can't quite make it work. It's going to be a goal kick. Yeah, it's not going well, Roland. He's not having a good game. Probably both their centre backs, maybe Amrabat as well. Bonaventura maybe getting involved, And the thing is, I back Mikel Antonio in that situation, if we're being honest. Big boot forward. The problem is with forcing it. So, like, for example, here, what Richard's saying, that's exactly right from Antonio, forced the call in our favour. I think it sort of has to happen because it's so ridiculously lopsided so far. But at the same time, part of that problem is that allows Fiorentina the time to get back into good defensive positions. That allows Fiorentina the time to find a way to defend because we're not that good at set pieces anymore. 2 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, let's just farm these free kicks. Let's farm these free kicks in decent positions. Let's start power driving it towards the box. Craig Dawson, bish, bash, bosh. There you go. Lovely goal, right? We don't really have that anymore. We don't really have that in our game anymore. So the idea of winning the sort of set piece battle, although necessary, I don't think benefits us that much other than to just prove a point. It completely ruins the flow of the game. That's why tactical fouls exist. If you're trying to counter-attack, that's well done by Emerson. To Paquetá, back out to Emerson. This is nicely done. Antonio's in the box. Can he find him? There's no one else there. Emerson, one person to aim for. And poor Ben Rama takes it past one, goes down. Yeah, I thought that was a dive as well. I'll be honest with you. I thought that was a dive from from Ben Rama as well. Barami? How many years ago am I talking about? Did play for Fiorentina, to be fair, as well. But I thought that was a dive as well, to be fair. He gets the ball, he takes it past one, tries to take it past the second. Yeah, that's an awful dive against Bonaventura. Stupid from him. Absolutely stupid. The worst part is he's passed him. He's actually taken the ball past Bonaventura easily. He's drifted past him like there was nothing to be done. And he could dive like that. That's ridiculous from Ben Rama. That's actually genuinely ridiculous from Ben Rama. The first time it happened, it looked awkward. It was the way he went down. That's usually how I think about whether it's a dive or not. It's the way they go down, and that was so obvious. If you're going to dive, at least be good about it. Come on now. Emerson coming forward, the ball does well there, showing why he got selected. Quick 1-2 with Souček with Ben Rama back out to Emerson. He's playing well today, Emerson, to be fair. Going to be a throw-in, I think, for Fiorentina. That's the most frustrating thing, Alistair, is he did it all. He took it past him. Why go down? You're in on goal. You're in the area. Why would you do that? You crazy fool. It's just Ben Rama things, isn't it? It's just Ben Rama things. I'll tell you what, Gonzalez does well there. Takes it past everyone. Oh, brilliant stuff from Aged. Clean as you like. Fair play, Gonzalez. Fair play. Fair play. He might have done a bit of a diving earlier on in the game. He does really nicely there to take past Emerson beautifully. And I tell you what, again, just comes across clean as you like. Beautiful challenge inside the box, just takes it out. And Gonzalez, as he's sitting just on the edge of the, just outside the area, obviously Fiend's getting thrown at him again. Catches one of the cups and pretends to drink from it. Fair play. Fair play. Impressive stuff. Baragi's just been absolutely pelted. He's bleeding from the head now. Baragi just got absolutely nailed from the. The situation is getting worse. Again, and Soufal and people are going across to the West Ham fans to tell them to stop. Plastic cup just smashed Baragi in the back of the head, and now he's bleeding massively. Massively. He's bleeding massively. Like I say, it started when he went down when Gonzalez went down early, a couple of minutes into the game, down that side. People started throwing stuff out of him out of anger, and it's just not stopped since then. It's just not stopped since then. Rice is now in the middle of a couple of Fiorentina players. He's talking to Baraghi. He's just absolutely smashed him on the back of the head, and he's bleeding. Declan Rice has gone across to sort of tell Fiorentina that I'll tell them, and there's a lot of them around him. He's now having a conversation with the referee. It's not. It's not at all. Yeah, just to be clear, I'm giving the context of when it started and how it happened. I'm not saying excusing it. Just to be clear. Just to be clear. Referee's walking around with a lighter as well that seems to have been thrown onto the pitch as well. They're talking. The commentators had a conversation about what happened in the town square earlier, where Fiorentina ultras came through and started attacking West Ham fans. But there just does need to be a little bit of control in the whole situation here, because the game is getting inching closer and closer back to what happened in the Europa League final last week, where that got just completely and utterly out of hand. And this same thing has to happen. The fans in the stands who are throwing stuff, the West Ham fans need to stop. They need to stop. Because clearly, even though it's just a plastic cup, you can see Baraghi is now currently receiving treatment. Has had to, I don't know what's happened to the back of his head, but it was like bleeding massively. And at the same time, the referee needs to get control of the game, right? So it requires a lot from everyone to stop it from getting to the stage it did get to last week, because that was bad. That was really bad. £20 from SD Punstrong Gaming. Thank you very much, sir, for the full-time fund. Got my signed Dixie book today, an Omen. Also, got my flight to the flat. Now I'm not so sure. I've met Hammers Chat supporters in debates. So FTF. So I'm struggling to read apparently, but love to see you got the Dixie book. Let me know how it goes. We're of course selling those on hammerchatstore.com at the moment. Signed Julian Dix books that are highly recommended. Baraghi going across to take the corner now after receiving treatment. Whipped in, near post again, bouncing around, not very confidently cleared by anyone. Zuma with a header, thankfully it rolls into the hands. Disappointed, just crapply into Areola, who plays it out quickly to Declan Rice. Well, they doubled up the cups. Is that how? Can you tell I've never thrown a cup before? They doubled it up. Okay, right. That makes more sense because it is just. I mean, I guess that makes sense. That's the only reason it would fly, right? Because if it was just a single plastic cup, it would just float. That makes sense. Fiorentina on the ball once more. Again, it's just complete domination from Fiorentina in terms of the actual gameplay, which is what we would expect. But our counter-attack needs to be better. Our counter-attack needs to be significantly better. Whipped in, nodded away. Because if our outball, if our counter-attack isn't working, then it literally makes no difference, right? Free kick to us. We take that. That's what we need to be better. It doesn't matter if Fiorentina are dominating possession and dominating the game like they are right now. All that matters is that our counter-attack is more effective than it is right now. And the fact that outball is coming towards Jared Bowen, who's having to sprint past two of their players to just get to the ball in the first place, is showing that isn't firing like it is. The free kick we've taken, we've wasted by just booting to Ben Rama poorly and goes out. Oh, Louis, good to see you, sir. Hope you're well. Probably not. I don't see what they could do. If it carried on, then yes, but probably not. I think given I don't know if you saw it, but like earlier on today, Fiorentina ultras were basically roaming about Prague and beating up West Ham fans and stuff. I think there is a lot of like fan stuff that's going around with this game, and at that point, there needs to be conversations about how to deal with these sort of things. Will we be punished? I doubt it. If it carried on, then probably, right? At this stage, though, I probably doubt it. They'd probably try to figure out who it was that did it and ban them. I would suspect. I would suspect. Whether or not that's the case, I don't know. Hooked forward by Milenkovic, Declan Rice for the interception. Emerson battling with it. Free kick somehow to Fiorentina there. I'm not really sure, but there we go. Robbie Savage, of all people, I don't like to agree with him, but he just made a good point on comms talking about how much Fiorentina have had of this game, but they're not really creating anything with it. And I think that is very true. Because ultimately, this is playing exactly how I would expect it to play out, and almost how I would want it to play out. We just need to be better going forward. That's the big problem here, because they're not creating that much with it, and that's fine with us. I think we can, Healing. Personally, I think we can. I think we've got a level to step up. I don't know if Fiorentina have a level to step up above this. They probably do, but we definitely do. And I think keeping it to nil at halftime at some point is kind of ideal, because then in that second half we can really go for it. But we do have to bear in mind how many minutes a lot of these players have played. A lot of these players would have played almost half a season extra than anyone else in the Premier League, given how far we've gone in Europe. And then you add into how far we in Europe last year, they're going to be tired. And people like Mikel Antonio, who are naturally going to get tired quicker, we can't play that long game we can't infinitely push that long game out. We do have to at some point take advantage of it. Mikel Antonio getting control of the ball there, laying it short again, just pulled back there. Referee waves play on against the foul against Paquetá, but not Mikel Antonio. Nice ball out wide there to Saïd Benrahma. Out wide on the left-hand side. Looks to take on Dodo. Loses out to him, but he's going to win a corner. We take that. We'll take that. Don't necessarily think it was one, if I'm being honest, but we'll take it. At this point, we'll take it. Yeah, it's a goal kick. I was right. Looking at the slow burn replay there, it's definitely a goal kick. Benrahma's got away with that, but still. Emerson to take the corner on the opposite side. No Cresswell, which is a bit of a shame because we don't really have our corner taker. That's not a bad corner, though, to be fair. Ends up being headed away, I think, by Milenkovic. Under pressure from Kurt Zuma. At one point, it could have been a centre-back pair of West Ham. Milenkovic was almost joined us. Very close to joining us at one point. Secondary corner. Emerson again. Benrahma's there as a short option. We want it. Whips it in again to another good area. Zuma can't quite get there. It lays down short. Declan Rice snaps a shot at it with his weak foot. It deflects out. Bouncing around. Fiorentina looking to get possession of it. Benrahma does well to just nip in and get that one. Emerson coming forward with the ball now. Mikel Antonio wouldn't mind if you were onside. Emerson goes down. It's going to be a free kick. Little bit further away than we would have wanted it, but much better. Much better. Emerson doing well. I tell you what, offensively, Emerson's doing all right. And defensively, it's not been bad. Quemi there, just coming straight through the back of him with his forearm. Two good corners from Emerson as well. Not something I've said I've ever been particularly impressed by him doing. Rice just snatching a shot, understandably, on the bounces on the end of it, but still. Just some frank conversations there going on between West Ham and Fiorentina players. Amrabat just pushing Gerd away. He's having a bit of a Barney with someone. Yeah, he put in some good deliveries there. Mikel Antonio having a frank conversation with the referee alongside several of the Fiorentina players, and none of the captains. I see just a lot of people complaining, and no captains involved in that. He's been playing well. He's been playing well. I think one of the things that I didn't think about is if they are on top of us under a lot of pressure, having Emerson in that role as opposed to Cresswell, who has that close control, who can take it past the person and relieve that pressure as well as with the counter attack, having that little close control and nice little link up plays that Cresswell just doesn't have is a vibe. Free kick. Emerson, he puts it into a good position, but there's no one there to attack it. It lands to Paquetá on the edge of the area. Back out wide to Vladimir Sofal. Can he get a good cross in? Souček nods it down. Oh, there's a good opportunity. It wasn't a great cross. And Souček does well to make anything of that. Nods it back down towards goal. And it's really nicely placed for someone to just smash it. And there's just no one in the position. We recollect the ball and go again. This is a good spell from West Ham. Much better spell than we have. And Rama trying to play it in blind into the path of I think it was Declan Rice. Doesn't quite work out. No, it was again. Declan Rice collects it at the back. This is a good possession. This is a good period for us. It's a really good period for us. Big boot forward. Dodo heads it out. It's going to be thrown into West Ham left hand side. Quickly taken. This is looking good for us. Much better last 5-10 minutes. We've actually started creating stuff. And that's come with us getting a little bit more on the ball. Our count has not really been there today, but this bit has been a bit better. Poor pass there over the top to Webber, Ben Rama. Dodo cuts it out and Fiorentina can come away with the ball. Whether they choose to punt it long and Emerson, that's a foul. Fair enough. Gonzalez goes down maybe for the next 25 minutes if form is anything to go by today. Emerson goes in, just a little shoulder charge. Gonzalez goes down screaming, holding 3 different parts of his body. We move. We've just not been there. We've just not clicked attacking wise at all. You know, it's annoying. It's annoying because when we do it, we're so good at it. And we would, if in this situation, if we were on it offensively, we would be in the lead right now. But we've just not been on it. It's a real shame, Martel. Played short, nicely done by Koemi there to just pull a bit of space. And then a terrible pass that's going to be thrown. We'll take that. 4 minutes of stoppage time to be played. Michelangelo trying to nod that down. We've wasted West Ham wasting a throw in. Don't believe it. Could never believe it. Fiorentina are on the ball, by the way. Oh, that's a good ball over the top to Bonaventura, whose cross is awful. Koemi at the post, can't quite get there. He manages to keep it in. Bowen battles with him. Played in, deflects off Sufal. Ariola to collect. Does well. There's a really nice pass just round the back there. Bonaventura just slipped into the gap as the ball gets played through, I think, by Dodo. But the cross in was poor, and then it's a bunch of more poor stuff from Fiorentina after that. Ends with Ariola just holding the ball in his hands. Thankfully, the throwing seems to have stopped. It's a shame it got to the point where someone's head was bleeding, but thankfully that stopped. So far, just getting checked there. The cross in from Baragi smashed off his head. Just getting checked there to make sure he's okay. The freshly shaved goatee would suggest he's not okay, although that was a decision he made in good conscience before the game. Big ball forward, nodded down by Milenkovic, can't quite make it work. We lose out the ball again. Gedge battling for it, Suchek battling for it as well. Fiorentina do well behind Kwame. I think it's I think it's difficult because he just has to do everything, you know. And I don't like criticizing him too much in situations like this because he has to do literally everything. And I don't think this team does not work without him. Oh, nicely done by. I'll tell you what, nicely tracked there by Ben Rama. To be fair, it's going to be a corner to Fiorentina. Ball get played through. Dodo looking for it, and Ben Rama just at the back, just cutting it out. But yeah. Corner going to be taken from the same side that the incident happened before. I know I might need to order something, or I don't know what's going to happen. Baragi coming across to take it again. Yeah, the throwing has completely stopped at this point. Short corner taken. Amrabat tries to whip it in to not a very dangerous area. Rice ends up hooking it away. It's going to be a throw into Fiorentina on the opposite side of the pitch. Definitely needs to go on with this. That's the thing. I think he just needs the opportunity, right? He's not really had a chance to. I think that's the problem. Is he's not really had the chance. The chances that he has had, the actual chances to do something, not the chance where he has, not when the ball comes to him and he has to create something out of nothing. The actual chances he's had have done well, and I think that's what he needs to do. That's what he needs to do. Like he's taken the ball past someone. He won the free kick. He's battled for it well. All of that stuff, but it's when he has to create something out of nothing. It's just not happened. Whipped in towards the header from the off the post. Oh, it's 1-0. It's 1-0 Fiorentina. Oh, it's offside. Thank Christ for that. Oh my God, thank Christ for that. Jovic should put the ball in the net in maybe the most disappointing way I've ever seen. And the referee waves it. The linesman goes for offside. Right at the end of the first half, played down the left-hand side, right-hand side. It's whipped in by Nico Gonzalez. And the header from Kwame deflects off the post and Jovic is offside. He is offside from the header from Kwame, but Jovic is down on the floor for some weird reason. The goal was getting checked by VAR, but I'm pretty certain that was offside. He looked very offside to me. Not very offside, but he looked offside. He looked offside from the first. We've only seen the replay once, but he looked safely offside there. The check is still going. I think Jovic, something's happened with his face. He's being checked by his physio for his face. Maybe he might have got clattered in the facial region. I don't know. We'll see. Still getting a goal check here. It's still going, which I'm surprised by. I would have thought the goal check would have been done and dusted a long time ago, but it's still going. Not sure why. He looked comfortably offside. Yeah, referee's just confirmed he is offside. He looked comfortably offside to me. I'm not sure why it took so long to check, but there we go. It's going to be a goal kick or free kick to West Ham. Big boot forward from Areola, and there is the half-time whistle. 0-0 at half-time. A tight game. I don't quite know what to say about it, if we're being honest. I think it's played out exactly how I would have expected it to play out. I think before the game, we spoke a lot about styles and how Fiorentina wanted all of the possession and we wanted to just counterattack. And that should have played into our hands. And I think what has come to pass is what I thought would come to pass. The problem is counterattacking wise, our counterpart of it has just not happened. We've not been anywhere near good enough. Our passing has been wayward. The chances we've actually created for people to go and do something, to create something, haven't been anywhere near strong enough. I've often criticized the way we play, in that we sort of leave Mikel Antonio to do literally absolutely everything, and that has again come to play here, where the early stages of the game were quite exciting. They were end to end. Fiorentina were on the floor quite a lot, and it sort of, once it died down a little bit, Fiorentina settled. They haven't created that much, and what they've created is not very dangerous. Even just then, their goal that they've just been disallowed from correctly, it being offside, wasn't exactly. It was just sort of hope stuff. It was just hit and hope kind of things. And so realistically, it's played out kind of exactly how I would expect it to, but we need our counter-attack to be better. And that goes for everyone. We need Mikel Antonio to be playing better. We need Jared Bowen to be playing better. But almost more importantly, we need the players behind them providing those opportunities to be better, because we've had... the passing has just been a little bit wayward, and there have been times where we could have and maybe should have created an opportunity. A better West Ham side, a more switched on, a more informed West Ham side would have created an opportunity, and that hasn't happened today. Defensively, we're doing okay, and that's kind of sort of what we're looking towards right now. Defensively, we're doing all right. Fiorentina aren't really creating much of note whatsoever. We're holding out pretty well. Emerson, who was a big concern of mine defensively before the game, is doing very well. We just need to get that second side of our game sorted. We just need to get that counter-attacking side sorted. And if we can do that, I feel like this game is potentially ours for the taking. You know, when you're looking at the levels of the two sides, I can't talk about Fiorentina and how much better or worse they could be. I can't talk about Fiorentina and how much more they have to give. I know we have more to give. I've seen us counter-attack better than this time after time in loads of matches. That's what we need to happen. If we can make that happen, then we've got this. We can get this game done. We can win this game. We can find the goals and we can go ahead. Because right now, although they've just scored, it doesn't feel like it doesn't. They're not firing on all cylinders. Fiorentina, it certainly feels like. But how do you feel? Let me know. And if you're just joining us for halftime, hello, welcome. How are you? I hope your pants aren't as soiled as maybe potentially some are. So this tense moment. We will of course be live throughout the entire game. We're live throughout halftime. We're live all throughout the second half, and then we'll have our live match review straight after the match as well. So I hope you are, and I hope you join us for some of it. However, how are you feeling? Let's go and have a gander, because I feel like although it's 0-0, there's certainly quite a bit to talk about from that half. Chris E saying, have we even turned up? Surab saying, let's not forget we always turned up in the second half of most games past year. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. We are good in the second. We do come on second halves. James Gone 4 nows will come on and score 100%. Again, we have those opportunities. We have the people on the bench to make it happen. Look, it's not, let's go back to this very briefly. It's not a bench full of game changers, but certainly you look at that bench and you think, well, Fornals and Lanzini definitely have game-changing ability in them. Not necessarily, like Fornals recently has been scoring, and I think that's a good thing, and I think that's definitely a plus side. That's definitely something we should be looking towards. It's nice having him as an option to come off the bench. Lanzini, we know, has a screamer in him. Potentially last game, although, you know, running the game, it might be a little bit different, but having him to shoot from range would be a beautiful thing. There are options there. Although it's not the most game-changer bench you've ever seen in your life. It's not Manchester City's bench. There are certainly things there. Those French Cups need to be banned for life. Yes, I'm glad it stopped. I'm glad it stopped because it got seriously out of hand and someone got very, very hurt. So I'm glad it stopped, because if it had carried on, I suspected it would have ended badly for all of us involved, if we're being honest about it. I think the club probably would have been in trouble. I think the people who are there would have got in trouble and everything else. So I'm glad it stopped, thankfully, but not good. Fornals links up well with Paqueta too. I agree with that, Slim Face. I agree on that. Ben Rama's a cheat. Do you know what? I don't want to criticize Ben Rama too much for his game today. I would have started him as well, but that dive was horrendous. And what's most annoying about the dive is we were through. He'd done the hard work. He'd taken it past his man. He'd taken the ball past Bonaventura like he wasn't even there. Bonaventura just left the sort of trailing leg out. If he was like close enough, he's going to foul him. It would be a free kick, but it's not that deep. It was one of those. And yet Ben Rama chose to go down as opposed to being through on goal, which is just stupid to me. It's very frustrating. Reminded me a little bit of when Lanzini did the similar dive a couple of years ago. And I felt equally just fuming about that. When you have those opportunities, don't waste them by going down like that. It's ridiculous. A ridiculous decision. A ridiculous decision. Antonio's been crap, says Gary. I agree with you, mate. I agree with you. I think he's been okay when the opportunity has been there, but in reality, yes. I think my big problem with how we play has always been that we have to have Antonio create everything. Antonio gets the ball and then has to create the opportunity by himself. He has to run. He has to fight several centre-backs. He has to run half the length of the pitch. He has to do all these things. When Mikel Antonio has been given the ball in a situation where he doesn't have to create everything, something from nothing, I think he's done well. I think the run down the right-hand side, for example, where he gets taken out, which was definitely a free kick and goes out for a goal kick for whatever stupid refereeing reasons. Stuff like that, he's done well at. But it is that side of where he has to create something. And that's just because there's so much pressure on him. And I don't like that fact we do that. I don't like the fact that's how this goes. It frustrates me no end because we have someone there who we could really make the most of in this counter-attacking opportunities. And we're asking him to sort of fight for the ball, which is, I get it, but it's not there. And ultimately, I think all of our front line need to be better. I think Ben Rama's done okay, but the dive was ridiculous. I think Mikel Antonio's done okay in those situations, but needs to do more apart from that. I think Jared Bowen needs to do more in a counter-attacking sense. He's being dragged too deep as well for obvious reasons. And like I said, they're bringing it up now on the BT Sport commentary. They're talking about the fight that Mikel Antonio is basically having to have with both of their centre-backs. Milenkovic specifically is just all over him a lot of the time. It is what it is, but there's some misplaced passes that just aren't good enough from his perspective. Rice to score a winner in stoppage time, says Liam. Yeah, vibes. Let's go for it, mate. Let's go for it. We need to keep the belief, lads. I still have the belief. I'm here for it. It's going to be a battle, but we're here for it. I am saying Ings and 4 now, 17 minutes. Need Bowen to get into it. We might need to get a 5-match. We might get a 5-match fan ban after the player was hit by sharp objects. Conversations for after the game, right? We'll figure all that out because right now it's all hypotheticals. But whatever happens is deserved because our players did throw something that literally cut a massive hole in the side of the player's head, in the back of the player's head. So definitely, look, whatever happens and it's deserved, right? But it's not for the discussion's not for now because it's all hypotheticals. What can we do? All we can do is just be like, if you threw it, you're an idiot. You've literally injured someone. You've got a massive hole in the back of his head. Well done, So what can you do? What can you do? About something, yes or no, says Jimmy. I would like it. Mate. I would certainly like to see it at some point. Not for Antonio at this stage. I don't think that's going to help anything at all. But I certainly wouldn't be against seeing Mubama at some stage in the game. In fact, I'd love to see Mubama at some stage of the game, depending on how it's playing out. Does anyone else think Moyes will be pleased with half? I don't think he will be. I think he'll be pleased that we haven't conceded, but I don't think he'll be pleased with the half in general. I don't think it's hit in the way it should have. I should say, I think I missed it before. If I've missed it, I'm sorry, but we need bells. Johnny, thank you very much. 99, my friend. Very kind of you. I didn't always pop up. But thank you, sir, for the full-time fund donation. Much, much appreciated. I want to see Mubama, but Moyes wouldn't dare. I think if you sub Mubama on for Mikel, you're suffering from the same problem. He might be a bit more lively, but you're suffering from the same problem of having one up top counter-attacking system against a team who are sort of dealing with that very well. He's going to get absolutely manhandled just as much as Mikel Antonio is. It's not like Mubama is bigger or stronger than Mikel Antonio or better in those fighting situations. He might not go down in the same way that Mikel Antonio has gone down this season, but realistically, I don't think that's going to change much. I think you could in some sense bring on Mubama if you were looking to change up or looking to change up style, then you potentially could do it. But I don't think just a straight swap from Mubama for Antonio would change anything at this stage. But at some stage, we are probably going to have to sub Mikel Antonio off because 90 minutes is a lot of football for him at the end of a very, very long season. So it is what it is. John's saying I can see Ings coming on and being effective in the 80th minute or so. We probably need Fiorentina to score to get us firing, says Christopher, which is a stressful but not entirely unfair thing to say, but it is very stressful. I wish I wasn't working so I can watch the game, says Dylan. Dylan, I wish you weren't working as well. Feel free to stick around to keep up to date with on the stream here, but I wish you weren't working as well, bro, because not many lifetime finals for us. Bring on Mubama, says Chris. A cup with a bit of beer still in could do some damage. I've never thrown a cup full of beer, so I can't say. Never even used a cup like that, I don't think so. I don't know. I probably have for some reason. But the whole formation would have to change if he went up top. Yeah, basically, is my opinion, right? I think Mubama is similar. I think Mubama is similar enough to Antonio to play that role, but it's not like he's going to change the situation we've got right now, in my opinion. Can always rely on the Brexit loving flag orcs. Look, it is what it is, mate. I don't think it's anything to do with that. I think it's just bad. I think it just sucks, right? I think just people throwing stuff. I don't think it's got anything to do with. I think it's got anything to do with anything apart from. I think it was always going to be a highly charged game. There was the fighting in the square before the game where the Fiorentina ultras attacked the West Ham fans. We then come into the game and it started, and Fiorentina are diving all over the shop and are making a meal out of everything. And the referee is sort of playing into their hands. It was going to be a highly charged vibe from the beginning, and then was only going to get worse the second that the game began to play out how it was going to play out. There's no excuse for what they did, though. To be clear, there is literally no excuse for what they did. Um, my biggest fear was to go behind early. So all in all, not a bad half. Frustrating. Yeah. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. To be fair, um, going behind early would have been a huge problem. I mean, listen, we've gone behind the season, we fought back, and we've shown we can do it literally in Europe as well. But at the same time, wouldn't have been ideal. Fiorentina will want to score quickly in the second half and then hold dearly on to the end. If we can hold them off in the beginning of the second half, I think we'll have lots of opportunities, says Bill. Other than 4 nows for Benny, what other subs can we do? Asks Jamie. Jamie, I'll tell you what, I'll put the subs bench on the bottom. And if anyone has any subs they would like to see apart from that, let me know. The timer is still going. Whoever said that is right. I was sure I paused that. I was sure I pressed pause on that, but thank you very much to the people who knowed it. Because the people who noticed it, because it should have stopped. So I thought I pressed pause on it. Who knows? Who knows? Why not try Bam up front with Antonio? That's kind of what I'm saying, right? You'd have to change something. Would you bring Cornet on for Antonio? It changes it a little bit, but probably not. Not at this stage anyway, but probably, I mean, that would change it. That would change it, to be fair. If you can't enjoy the next 45 minutes, you need to give your head a wobble. We have to enjoy it, right? We have to. That's what I've been preaching this a lot recently. We just have to enjoy it and absorb the game as much as humanly possible, because it is a huge opportunity. It's a massive, massive thing for us. Like, listen, whether we win or whether we lose, that doesn't matter. Us being in a European final is so unbelievably rare for us that we have to enjoy it. We have to absorb it so that in later days we can cherish it, you know? I didn't do that with the 2006 final, the FA Cup, and I regret it to this day. It's basically one of the few things in my life I do regret. So we have to enjoy it. We have to absorb it, despite the shenanigans that are going on the pitch. Players will be pissed with our fans giving Fiorentina reason to step up their game, potentially, but I mean they were on top of us anyway, right? To be fair, I don't know. Like I say, I should have watched more of their games to really know, but I didn't expect them to get to a final, so I didn't really think about it. You can't you read that one. Time again. Thank you for everyone who said I the time on, because I did not know. I did not notice it was still going. Antonio, complete passenger so far. Doesn't even press the usual rubbish Moyes says up against top 6 teams. Disagree, Phil, but fair enough. Disagree, but fair enough. It is very West Ham-like, to be fair. It is very West Ham-like. Only 745 likes and over 500 watching. Like the video if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, by the way. We're at 780. We're at 280. We're at 280 on the like. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button and we'll run wild. It helps us out massively. 300 is the goal. I think we're going to make it happen. We're looking at a replay there of the offside. It is definitely offside. It's maybe tighter than I expected it to be, looking at the initial replay that we saw with the wild 3D technology they found, but he was offside. Lanzini should feature if it stays like this. Yeah, I would agree. I'd like the idea of bringing Lanzini on. I like the idea of bringing Lanzini on because he has something in him that other players don't do. He has that ability to shoot from range, and I don't know who I would bring him on for. I don't know where that works. I don't know how that would all sort of lock together, but I do like the idea of Lanzini getting in those opportunities. The two teams are coming back out for the second half currently. So we will be heading back over to that in a second. But if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos, because not only I'll be doing this watch along and I'll be here throughout the rest of the game, but we also will be here at full time for a live match review straight after match reaction, match review will be happening straight after this as well. So you don't miss out, make sure to hit that like button. On top of that, thank you all for watching, whatever you're doing. If you're going off to watch the second half now, we much appreciate you stopping by for for half time. If you are sticking around with me, massive thank yous as well. Artur Cabral is coming on, the top goal scorer in the Europa Conference League this season. Is coming on for Luka Jovic. Missed his opportunity to score. He did take what looked like quite a big whack in the face. I don't know quite what happened, but he was down and he was being seen to. So he's coming off at the beginning of this second half. Cabral. I was shocked Cabral didn't start anyway, if I'm being honest. So the fact that he's on now isn't a shock to me. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The second half is about to kick off. It's West Ham United 0, Fiorentina 0 in the Europa Conference League final. A huge 45 minutes ahead for both teams. West Ham to kick off. Bakatar to take it. There we go. Come on, you Irons. Deploy the boys. It's time to run. 2 things. Shout out to the boy Peach. An instant foul against Thomas Souček for Something. For something. Player went down, big boot forward. Yeah, Thomas Suchek just goes flying into the back of him. No, nothing dangerous, no yellows taken. It's just a clatter. Just a clatter. And they get to stay on the floor for the next 8 minutes of my life. Yeah, I'm a bit concerned. I'm a little bit concerned. I was shocked he didn't start, to be honest. I would have thought he would have. The fact he didn't start is a bit mad to me. Big hook for Rodrigo had Curtis Zuma is going to be thrown to Fiorentina. 45 minutes to go. If we can step up just even one level from where we are currently, then we can win this. Good interception from Emerson. Loses out sillily though, really sillily. Dodo dinks it, battling for it. No one can get there. Dinked back in again, all the way to the top of everyone. Emerson heads it away that time. A little bit of head tennis. Ends up at the feet of Fiorentina, who can go again. Baraghi. Mandragora, just a big flying tackle from Paquetá does well. Fiorentina still have possession of the ball. Slows down and they're passing it around. We've sort of that wave is over. We've sort of dealt with that. They're looking to again just sort of cross it in towards the box. I don't know how good Cabral is in the area. Another player we were really heavily linked to at one point, Arthur Cabral, back when he was at Bar, in towards the box, over the top of everyone. Kwame cleared away from Vladimir, no foul. Could be a throw into Fiorentina. I don't know how good Cabral is in the air though. This sort of aerial bombardment towards him. From a height position, not really too concerned. Paquetá maybe asking for a handball there. Referee says nothing to be done. Fiorentina go again. Looking for Dodo. Well done by side. Benrahma just getting involved, and then Declan Rice nips it away. Mikel Antonio. This is an opportunity now where you don't have to turn. You've got the ball towards goal. He goes down. Free kick. Free kick will take. I was a bit concerned he wasn't going to get one there. Christopher, thank you very much for the £2, sir. Thanks for the watch alongs. Much appreciated. Thank you for hanging out whenever you have, Christopher. And thank you very much for the £2 since the full-time fun. Much appreciated. Free kick on about the halfway line for West Ham. Much to the chagrin of the Fiorentina, well, everyone, the players, yeah, staff, just a lot of unhappy people in that situation. Out wide to Benrahma, looking to take on his man. Loses out to Dodo. It's going to be a throw-in. Don't know which way. I thought. And the assistant doesn't know, and the referee's not called it. It's going to be a West Ham, apparently. Lofted in from Declan Rice, looking towards Bowen, who heads it down. Someone goes down holding it. Bowen goes down holding his head. Again, lays it out wide to Benrahma, whose shot deflects. It's going to be a corner, but Bowen goes down holding the back of his head there. Questions about potentially an elbow. Baraghi's having a massive conversation with Bowen. I think Baraghi. Don't know. I don't know. I don't think it was a penalty. I will say I don't think it was a penalty, but I do think Baraghi is a little bit lucky there because he does come in leading sort of with his arm, and there is a sort of motion towards Jared Bowen to sort of push him off balance. Hits him in the back of the head, and I think even he felt guilty about it given the way he reacted there. Jared Bowen to whip in the corner, nodded away from Cabral. It's going to be a throw into West Ham wide on the left-hand side by the corner flag. We're going to take it slowly. Mikel Antonio is going to go for the long throw. I don't think it was a pen, mainly because I don't know. I don't know. If it hit him on the back of the head, then it is a penalty. If it hits him on the back, I don't know. It's tight. It's difficult. Definite questions over it, though. Big launching towards the box, looking for Suchek. Can't battle for it. Goalkeeper comes and collects it. Waste of a long throw. Waste of a long throw. Fiorentina looks to start the game again quickly. One of the Fiorentina players is down. I think it's Gonzalez. Yeah, Gonzalez is down again. I'm not sure what for. It was off camera. They played the ball around, and then all of a sudden he just goes down, and I'm not sure what for. He's maybe claiming that Ben Rama hit him in the face, a little swipe. I think it's Don Hutchinson who used the words "a little swipe." Don't know. Don't know. The throw in for West Ham is just given straight back to Fiorentina, who had the ball when they gave it out. It's difficult with the Gonzalez one there, just because, frankly, he's gone down so easily in the first half in the area to try and win a penalty that, like, what are you going to do, sort of thing. Ball he cried wolf situation. Nod down from Zuma doesn't work out. It's going to be a throw into Fiorentina. Yeah, it's annoying. It's the only one we've got, right? So it's annoying, but I'm not against the long throw. I'm not against the long throw, but that wasn't a great one. It was thrown too far back. Like even if Thomas Souček does win that header, what's he going to do with it? Played back to the goalkeeper for Fiorentina, who are passing it around now. Michael Antonio charging it down does really well. He's doing a bit of the Robert Snodgrass headless chicken approach. He does force the long ball. We should be able to win this. Gonzalez and Aguerd go flying into each other. Unsurprisingly, Nico Gonzalez is screaming as if he's been shot. I'm not salty about it. But it was a classic collision there. Just a classic collision as two players go up for it. Hopefully both are all right. There's a yellow card out. I'm not sure who for. I mean, you'd suspect it'd be Aguerd, I guess. There is a bit of blood for Aguerd inside the mouth, maybe a bit of lip or something. Antonio and I don't know who else that was, just having frank conversations with the ref, just talking to him about Aguerd. Aguerd's complaining about the fact he's just got a yellow card there. He's saying there was an elbow. I don't think it's a yellow card either way. I think it's just one of those ones where it's a collision. It just happens. Both men go up for the ball. I don't think it should be a yellow. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I definitely don't think it should be a yellow for Aguerd because I'm not really sure what he's done wrong there. But if it's not also a yellow for Gonzalez, then I think Gonzalez, if anything, was the one more at fault there. But even then, I wouldn't give him a yellow either. But if Aguerd gets a yellow card, then and Gonzalez doesn't, then I'm really fucking confused about that one. But then again, this referee's been rubbish, so who knows? Who knows? Gonzalez is still holding his side. It's difficult when you're a man who's made out of Rivita. Do you know what I mean? It's just difficult. You get touched, you crumble, it hurts. Quite like Nico Gonzalez as a footballer, but my lord. Prague looking to try and whip the ball in quickly. Bowen closes it down. This game's going a distance, isn't it? This game's going the distance. Feels like the Fiorentina fans are louder now as well. There seems to be it feels quite nervy from West Ham at this point. I can hear the Fiorentina fans, I think it is. Might not be the Fiorentina fans, I'm not sure. Can't really hear the West Ham fans at all at this stage. Fiorentina passing it around on the halfway line between Amrabat and their defenders. Ranieri and Milenkovic. Looking for the hoof forwards. Emerson wins the header. Ben Rama wins the second one, but it's poor. Doesn't really go anywhere apart from Fiorentina. Move forward. It's a good shade of purple, Jimmy, to be fair. It's a good shade of purple. I quite like it, but you know. I think they're not really creating much. We can if you want. If the people call for it, the people call for it. The people call for it. The people call for it. But yeah, I think we have a chance. They're not really creating much still, Fiorentina. You know, we've completed almost a third of the amount of chance passes that they have, and yet what have they really done with it? Not much, if I'm being honest. Dodo stepping up to the ref, who's getting very angry with him. Gonzalez looks to try and stand in the middle of him just to stop it. He's having the referee is screaming at Dodo here. He is fuming with him. Dodo just sort of shuts up after a second. There's been enough calls. I'll put the poll in chat. 61% of people said they felt that the game was going to end in 90 minutes. Big boot forward. Antonio nods it on, looking for Bowen. Can't quite find it from the flick on. 23% said extra time. 15% said pens, although that has grown significantly the longer this game has gone on. The later people feel like this game's going to end. We'll discuss the bell technique in a second. I'll give it the 90 seconds. We'll give it until 58. But at that point, we need to decide whether we go for the orange, whether I get bells delivered, whether I Uber bells to the house. Shot straight into the hands of Ariolo from range. Nothing he shot from Kwame. Or I order a pizza. So these are the options that we'll have to decide in 60 seconds if it passes. Kwame tries to just bend that one in from range. It was such a nothingy situation. It goes straight into the hands of Ariolo. Literally nothing. It was the most that was statistically a shot possible where nothing happened. Big ping forward. Socek gets the ball to Paquetá, tries to flick it through. He does a nice little bit of control in the build up there, battling for it. Paquetá goes down under push of someone. Free kick or a throw in. I don't know which. It went to us, is all I know. It went to us. That's all that matters. 30 more seconds on the poll. We've not turned up tonight. Can't see where our goal is coming from. Yeah, offensively, we just haven't. We've been into Bowen there. Long throw from Sufal. Wasn't bad. Huge shouts for handball from the crowd. And Bowen is insistent that it hit a hand. We'll see the replay, but Bowen is insistent. He's still Bowen and Baragi are still having conversations about this. Baragi has a big victim complex about him. I'm not going to lie. He's constantly just sort of making vague gestures. There is a VAR check going for a potential penalty for the handball situation. We haven't seen a replay of it yet, so I can't say about anything. I'll check the poll in a second. We'll have a look at the replay here. Big ball over the top. Nice long throw from Sufal. Bowen controls it down. It does hit Baragi on the hand. It does hit Baragi on the hand. Do I think that's a pen? I would personally say no. I would personally say that's not a pen. But it's difficult. It definitely hits his hand. He sort of puts his hand over Bowen to sort of muscle in this situation, right? And it ends up hitting his hand. So is it a natural position? The argument is no. So in that sense, it should be a pen. It's incidental to me. Oh, he's going to look at the screen, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to look at the screen. By the way, the poller said yes. We might have to rerun it in a second. The poller said yes on the bells, but we'll have to re-roll it and figure it out in a sec. Referee is looking at the screen. It hits his hands. There's no question there. It 100% hits his hand. His hand moves towards the ball, but I think, in my opinion, it's more to get in front of Bowen. But that doesn't mean that means it's an unnatural position. Would I give it? Probably, arguably not. But the referee has gone across to look at the screen, which means there's enough to have a think about it. He's having a lot of looks at it. It's a really difficult decision to make. And it doesn't just sort of incidentally touch his hand either. The hand, oh, it's a pen. It's a pen. It's a pen. A penalty has been given. A penalty has been given. Saeed Benrahma. Saeed, if there ever was a time, Saeed Benrahma, Jesus Christ. I won't be looking at the chat because I know some of you will be slightly ahead of me. Kara was getting ready to come on, apparently, which is a bit wild. Kera was getting ready to come on. It's a penalty. Biragi with the handball off the long throw from Soufal, taken quickly into Bowen, who gets in behind. And Biragi gets, oh my God, it's a pen. Calm. Everyone calm. Everyone calm. Everyone calm. It's a penalty. Kurt Zuma coming off. Oh, he's injured. Kurt Zuma's injured. Kurt Zuma, man. He's such a good centre back, but he's just broken. And Kera's coming on. What a Jesus Christ. Kera's coming on at centre back. Oh my God. Okay, right. Chill out, everyone. Kwame is also coming off for Saponara. It's a penalty. Right, chat. I will see you in a second. I will see you in a second because it's a penalty right now and I don't quite know how to deal with it. Benrahma, please. Saeed Benrahma steps up to take the penalty. I trust him more than I trust anyone to take this penalty. Please. Yes! He's done it! Oh! Saeed Benrahma with a beautiful penalty. Slams it in. Oh my God, he scored. It's 1-0 to West Ham. Saeed Benrahma with the goal. A beautiful penalty. Absolutely slams it home. The handball from Captain Biragi. Oh my God, a great penalty as well. Oh, I tell you what, if this if it ends 1-0 and it's a pen, I will take back everything I've ever said about that man. I will take back literally everything I've ever said about that man. Oh my God. What a penalty. Steps up, sends the keeper the wrong way, smacks it in. Oh, come on. West Ham 1, Fiorentina 0. Oh my God. Oh my no, oh, the nerves. The nerves have just hit. The nerves have just fully hit me. Oh my God. The nerves have just fully smacked me around the face. Same, Richard. It's just hit me massively. Jaconia, thank you very much for the $1 as well. You've got this, please. I beg you. But come on. Probably Savage is loving it. Oh my God. 1-0. Okay, right. 1-0. 1-0. 1-0. Right. Composure. The nerves are really here now. Now all of a sudden it's become very, very real. Jared Bowen batting for the ball. He goes down. That's a free kick to Jared Bowen. Yeah. Free kick given. Foul. I think it's Sofian Amrabat. It was who came flying in with a reckless challenge on him. Oh my God, it's 1-0. Okay, right. Calm. Jared Bowen just flicks it into space with no one, to be honest. Goes down. It is a free kick. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. My bad. Oh my God. Okay. It's fine. West Ham play the ball forward. Declan Rice takes it. Benrahma whips it in. Oh, there's headers there. Can't quite make it work. Paquetá lays it short to Declan Rice. Okay. I'm bricking it. Emerson plays it into the path of Thomas Suchek's going to be throwing. Let's go. I'm going to rerun the poll, by the way. I'm rerunning the poll. We said yes before the goal happened. Just the threat of the bell has once again paid off. The threat of the bell has once again worked. Now we're in a different game skate. I'm going to rerun the poll. We've got 90 seconds. I'll give it until just after 66 minutes-ish. And we'll figure out from there. West Ham are massive playing out. Oh my God, we're in the lead. Oh my God. I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know what to do with myself. Okay. I'll give it until just after about 66:15 is what I'll give it to. And then we'll refigure it out from there. Offside. Okay, that's fine. the boy from Korea, 5'26". Big plays from you, sir. Or madam, I guess, but big plays. I don't know what your name is. Unfortunately, I'm not smart enough to read Korean. I'm barely smart enough to read English. But thank you very much for the 2000. Oh, it's a good ball forward from Fiorentina. Oh my god, it's in. Now there's big screams up the other end for a handball against Kara and a yellow card. Come on, the referee has finally got control of the game. It's taken this long, but Cabral goes down. There's a potential. It will go to VAR. It's going to go to VAR. I suspect like ours did, but there's a yellow card. I'm not sure who for. Someone went screaming towards the referee about being a handball. Ball gets played across. Cabral hits it. Nah, no, that's not a handball for me against Kara. Kara's like letting down like this, and it hits him sort of here. So it could hit him on the arm, but his arm's in a natural position. That's no pen for me. That's no pen for me. Oh my god, I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know what to do. We're in the lead. We're in the lead. We're winning in a final. We're winning in a European final. What the hell do I do? What the hell do I do? Scored. They've just scored. They've just scored. They've just scored. Bonaventura with the goal. A great finish right into the bottom corner. Right into the bottom corner. And all of a sudden it's 1-1. Oh my god, this is going to be... Oh, it's Bonaventura. It's a really nice finish. Big coup forward, nodded down, and Bonaventura gets the control and then strikes it into the bottom corner, the opposite side, and it goes rolling in past Areola. He controls it, and no one can get there in time. He's unmarked in the box, wins the second ball, nodded down from Nico Gonzalez from a big boot forward, and he controls it and then just slots it in round the back. It's 1-1. It's a good goal. It's a really good goal. It's awful from us. It's properly bad from us. Big boot. Emerson loses out to Nico Gonzalez, and then we win the. They win the second ball, but Jesus Christ. Okay, well the poll has ended. 58% said yes, which I think at that point is fair to go with because we've just conceded, so that's not going to change, right? That's not going to change. It's 1-1. Now the question gets asked: do we go orange? Do I order Baby Bells or do I order a pizza? What do you think? What do we think? Okay. We're back out of the lead. I'm slightly less nervous now somehow. We're back out of the lead. Hello. Right. That Baby Bell. Oh, throw at me. Thank you. Apparently there was where was it? I looked in the fridge. I couldn't find it. Well, we have a Baby Bell. I'll eat the Baby Bell. If you think we need something more, let me know. But we have a Baby Bell. Apparently, I couldn't find it in the fridge. My girlfriend just appeared at the door. Okay. It's fine. I'm calmer now. I'm calmer than I was. So the options are: we can have just this. You can say the words. Say the words bell, orange, or pizza. Say those words: bell, orange, or pizza. How long has this Baby Bell been in there? Because I don't know where it was. It'll be fine, right? What's the worst that can happen? Big boot forward from the free kick from Fiorentina. Getting open in the box again. Ario jumps over the player, catches the ball, but my God. I'm not eating the wax, Louis. I'm not a lunatic. What's the worst that can happen? I could. Antonio! Antonio was through! Oh, he was offside. Antonio, please. Pizza, bell, and orange. I'll tell you what. We do all three. We do all three. Okay. Antonio offside, and then just the finish was awful. Then I order a pizza, and then I get an orange. We're doing all three. We're going mad. We're doing all three. I don't know how long that was in there for, but still. All forward. Control. Fiorentina, not only are Fiorentina control of the game now, they're starting to create opportunities into the box. Hits it! Just wide. Fiorentina, that was a huge, huge opportunity. A monumental chance. Blade short. That's awfully wide. Fiorentina are all over us right now, all over us. This is when you need. This is when you need either subs, strong leadership on the bench, on the pitch. You need to collect. You need to recollect ourselves and move forward because they are all over us right now. They're all over us, and they're creating opportunities from it. Not like earlier when they were all over us. They were all over us before, and it wasn't a stress. Now they're all over us, and they're on us. By the way, if my girlfriend is watching, you can either reply to me privately or in the chat. Do you want pizza? Okay, no, she replied. She replied privately. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're doing all three. This game has gotten beyond us now. We need to re-find our way back into this because when they were in control of the game earlier, they were creating stuff, but it wasn't really happening. Nothing was there was nothing to be done. It wasn't that worrying. Now they're creating opportunities with all of the possession they've got as well, and that's big for us. That potentially will leave them a little bit open for a goal, but at the same time, we can't get complacent about this because we haven't created enough from this at all. Paquetá on the ball, plays it out wide to the left-hand side, finds Saeed Benrahma. Emerson on the overlap. Benrahma cuts inside, just a shit cross. Just what are you doing, bro? Saponara lays it forward, cut out well by Neafaged. Free kick to Fiorentina. Right, pizza has been ordered, ladies and gentlemen. Pizza has been ordered from the place. From the place. It's a great goal from them. It's a great goal from them. Just seeing a replay again, it's really good. Paquetá goes down. Free kick, and a yellow for Milenkovic. Right, while we get ready to take this free kick, I'm going to run and grab an orange. We'll go full force, people. Don't want to miss anything, so I've just brought the whole nest. I brought the whole nest of oranges, all of them. Oh, they're falling. We're going for all three. This is final situation. We're going all three. CB called for it. CB gets it. Pablo Fornals is looking to come on. Orange. Orange. I can just make him go there. Right. Whipped in from Emerson. It's not bad, but it's good header away. So foul with a shot from range. Commentator was just confirming what we spoke about earlier, by the way, about the idea of so foul never scoring. Ben Rama coming off 4-4 nows. Oh man, this is difficult to peel. It's really difficult to peel. Ben Rama off, 4 nows on. Pablo's done really well when coming off the bench recently. Pablo's done really well in general recently. It's probably one of the better subs we could have made, to be honest. And they come flying forward again, Fiorentina. We've got the numbers back, but they find Saponara wide on the left-hand side who goes to hit it. Good block there from, I think it was so foul. Ranieri with an awful shot there and just hooked away from Pablo 4 nows. Nodded down from Saponara again. Baraghi with the left foot. Goes for it with his weak foot. From range with his right. Can't quite angle it in. Trying to peel this orange is really difficult to peel. I did not buy easy peelers. Yeah, defensively, we've sort of just... Gav, defensively, it's just sort of gone. It's just sort of disappeared from us. Bowen almost managed to flick it round into the path of Antonio. Can't quite make it work. Oh, good work. Mikel Antonio comes back and intercepts it. Does well. He's not had the best of games today, but he's done really well there. There we go. Right, it's been de-peeled. It's been peeled is the word that I'm looking for. De-peeled means I've re-peeled it, Charlie. Right, here we go. I forgot what eating one of those was like. In just shoving it all in my mouth way. Oh. Oh. Other half. I did not learn my lesson the first time. I did not learn my lesson at all. Ball out to Sofal, big call for handball. Saponara clears it away. So without asking for it, nothing given. Oh, my hands are sticky now as well. My hands are all sticky. Just realised this pizza is going to be really tight to the end of this game, like really insanely tight to the end of this game. It's going to be a problem. Like a problem. It's going to be so tight. Big ball forward. Antonio can't get the flick there. Hit wide. Suchik again. Offside or free kick. I don't know what happened, but oh my god, it was so close again. Oh. Big throw forward. There's an argument for high foot, I guess. Yeah, here's what it is. Yeah, this pizza's going to come unbelievably close to the end of this game. Like, insanely close to the end of this game. Like, annoyingly close to the end of this game. Flicks forward. Good cut out there. Nodded down. Mikel Antonio collects the ball. Lucas Paquetá battling for it, does well. Good work, Paquetá, battling for that. It's going to be a free kick to us. He does really well there. Does really well there. Amrabat just trying to step up to Paquetá there. Nothing to be done. Which one, Leon? By the way, I haven't seen it. Sorry. Ooh, Suchek save. It's going to be a corner. Corner whipped in. Suchek can't quite get his head on that one. Battle for it. Bowen goes down. Probably should get back up. I don't think there was any free kick there. Rice ball way over the top of everyone. Way, way over the top of everyone. Maybe cramp or something from him. I'll say this. I won't ban anyone right now, but I'll just say I don't know who it is. I'm trying to scroll through to find it. I can't see it, but I am only speed reading everything because of everything that's going on. Just chill out. Don't be necessarily aggro to people. If someone's in the chat unnecessarily being aggro and I see it because now I'm paying attention for it, I will just ban you. Just FYI, I will just block you. But like whoever it is, just chill the F out. That's the warning. Now, if I see anyone else who's going to do the same thing, take it as a warning for you as well. Big boot over the top from Fiorentina, looking out wide to the left-hand side. Saponara on the ball. Lays it short to Baragi. Hooked in. Played short, can't quite make it work. Callum, what you've done there is you've exposed yourself as it being you. I'll give you a chance, Callum. I'll leave it. I'll leave it. I'll just say don't be aggro. If you say anything else that's sort of vaguely aggro, I will just time you out, bro. I don't wanna. And clearly you were doing it well because I didn't pick up on it. But just I'll let you know, Callum, that I will do it now. So chill. Chill. Because what you did because I didn't know it was you, but you've just exposed you as being you. So Igor gonna make his way on for Fiorentina. For Ranieri. .6 minutes of normal time to go. Big ball over the top. Paquetá gets the header on. There isn't, couldn't really do anything with it. And Terracciano, the goalkeeper, which I've just heard pronounced like that, so I'm going to put the roll on it then. Antonio battles for it. Trying again. Bonaventura trying to turn Emerson, who does really well to come away with it and go. Go on, Emerson. Good work. He's got 4 nails on the outside of him alongside Mikel Antonio. Finds Antonio maybe back to Emerson. Nicely done. Goes down. Free kick. Free kick against Dodo and Emerson. Come on. And a yellow card now for Amrabat. Oof. It wasn't Dodo with the foul. It was Amrabat. He's just come through with the studs and just hit him. Definite yellow for Amrabat there. Definite. I feel like I'd be more stressed if we were still winning. If we were still winning, my stress levels will probably be through the roof right now. They're at a solid 9. They're at a solid 9. Declan Rice to take the free kick, I guess. Rice in. Oof, not bad. They look to try and go for the counter. Fiorentina so far clocks it out. Big ball forward. Oh, no, it's going to be a free kick to us. Oh my God, the guy's picking up the order now. The timing is so bad on this. The pizza is the pizza is a problem. It's going to come right as the full-time whistle hits. Ball over the top, Bowen. Yeah, Emerson's been good today, to be fair, James. I agree. He'd probably win man of the match. He's been really good today for me. I'm shocked, but he has. Fornals tries to clock it forward. It's going to be a throw in. Tell the pizza man to wait. Just shout him out the window. Give me a sec, sort of thing. Dodo forward with the ball. Pings it across to the left-hand side. Looking for Sefanara. Play through on the overlap. Nice flick over. Paquetá does well to keep that one. Just get away and then keeps it in. Holds him off despite being absolutely bullied there by three separate people. No free kick given. Cleared away from Souček into the path of Amrabat, who hits it from range straight into the hands. Straight into the hands of Areola. Oh my God. Antonio free kick to us. Minute and a half of normal time. Extra time. Stoppage plus extra time potentially to come. A minute and a half left. Unless something drastic happens in the next sort of 5 minutes-ish. So far to take the free kick. Lofts it in. Poor. Goalkeeper goes down, but it's poor. It's going to be a free kick, obviously. Big boot over the top does not work out. Not great. Not a great free kick, if we're being honest. Just lofted it right over the top of absolutely everyone. Oh, my God. Okay. 30 seconds. 30 seconds of stoppage of normal to go. Then we'll have stoppage time, and then we'll have extra time. That's all. Through to Bowen. Bowen could be through. Bowen. Jared Bowen. Oh, he's done it. Holy crap, he's done it. Jared Bowen has just scored in the 90th minute. He's done it. The ball all of a sudden opens up to him through one-on-one. And he slots it home. Jared Bowen. Oh my God. He's done it. Jared Bowen has done it. He's done it. Jared Bowen has scored. It all of a sudden just gets Paquetá with the assist, plays it through. He looks on side as well. Oh my God, he's done it. Oh my God, he's done it. Paquetá through ball to Jared Bowen, running off the last man through one-on-one with the goalkeeper, slots it home. Jared Bowen. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jared Bowen. Oh, he's a beautiful man. He's a beautiful, beautiful man. How beautiful. Oh, what a goal. Thomas Souček literally facing the wrong way, didn't have a clue where the ball was. It lands at the feet of Paquetá, who slots it through to Bowen, who slots it home. Jared Bowen. Check complete. Oh my god, it's a goal. Oh, Jared Bowen. 2-1. 2-1, Jaconia. Thank you very much for the $5. It's very kind of you for the twins. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my god, Jared Bowen. 5 minutes of added time. We have 3.5 minutes left of this game. 3.5 minutes to hold on. Don't concede like straight away like we did last time. Ball played for 3.5 minutes. Oh my god, Jared Bowen. Okay, right, 3 minutes. 3 minutes to go. Okay, Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen. Oh my god, the pizza's on its way. This is not the time. The pizza's on its way. Jesus Christ, not now. 3 minutes. That's all we have to do. Just hold out for 3 minutes. Oh my god, the pizza's literally on its way. This timing of all this could not be worse from pizza standpoint. Val for the 19. Thank you so much, Val. It's very, 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 very kind of you. Oh my god. Oh my god. 5 minutes of extra time was called. We have 2.5 minutes to go. 2.5 minutes. Oh my god. Oh my god. I forgot to put score. I forgot to put score. The score. You're very right. You're very right. Oh my god. West Ham are massive, blaring out now. The fans in full voice. Bonner about to come on. Ian Livingston with the £5. Thank you so much, Ian. Antonio taking his time, coming off from Angelo Ogbonna, taking his time. I'm calm. I'm calm. I'm calm, my trustworthy friend. I'm calm. 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 Ian, thank you so much, by the way. Ogbonna on. We are going full Moyes. 3 at the back. 3 at the back. 1 minute to go. 1 minute 15 to go. Big boot forward from Fiorentina. Declan Rice charging it down. Stay back, Declan. Stay back, you lunatic. What are you doing? Stay back. Hooked away. Jared Bowen trying to control the ball, can't quite make it work. Scissor kick clearance from Lucas Paquetá. Or maybe Pablo Fornals, one of the two. Jared Bowen there just charging it down. Foul, free kick deep into it. Oh my god. 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 $30 left. 30 seconds left. Oh my. 20 seconds left. Fiorentina are trying to find their way in. Swissport, thank you very much for the £5. Very, 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 very kind of you. 10 seconds to go. Good block, Soufal. Amrabat hoofs it in. Header down. Bounces around. Cleared away by Fornals. Madman, thank you very much for the 199. Dodo. Huge shout for handball from Paquetá. Hoofed back towards the box from Fiorentina. Controlled again from Soufal, who runs it. Just punt it, mate. Just punt it. Punts it away. Good work there. Good work from Pablo Fornals. Gina crowd up as he does it. Gets the block. Big boot forward again. Cabral can't get the control down. Emerson cooks it clear. Control. Just, oh my God, bad pass, bad pass. Just boot it, boot it. 6 minutes have gone. 6 minutes. 5 was called originally. 6 minutes have gone. Paquetá goes down. It's a free kick against. It's a free kick against Amrabat. Oh my God. Take as long as you need, Lucas. Relax on the floor. Chillax. Maxim relaxing all cool. Thank you, Ishmael. Very, 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 very kind of you, sir. Oh my God, just take as long as possible. Bowen to take the free kick. Or no, Sufar's going to take it. Yeah. Just waste as much time as humanly possible. Waste as much time as humanly possible. 7 minutes of added time about to have been an awful pass from Sufal, by the way, looking for Pablo Fornals. Can't get it. 7 minutes on the clock now. 5 was originally called. Hello. Oh my God, I've got a pizza. What time to be alive? Thank you. It's pizza time. Thank you. Thank you, Connor. Appreciate it. I've just been handed a pizza. Oh my God. I can't deal with this. How is this game still going? Free kick to Fiorentina. By the way, pizza. What time to be alive? Doing all free work, apparently. Dave, thank you very much. Thank you. I'll say thank you to everyone properly in a second. Oh my God, how is this still going? How is this game still going? Just stop this one. The goalkeeper's coming forward for Fiorentina. Free kick deep into the area. Areola misses it completely. Goal kick. Goal kick. A little bit of afters between Nico Gonzalez, who's been, if we're honest, a bit of a punk. We've done it. We've actually done it. We've won. We've actually won. Oh my God. We've done, Jared Bowen might be the best looking human being on the planet. We've actually won. West Ham have done it. 2-1. I don't know what to do. I don't know. West Ham United 2, Fiorentina 1. West Ham United have won the Europa Conference League. We've done it. Right. Okay, right. As people are celebrating, just quickly shout out massive, massive thank yous to who was it towards the end there? Thank you for Draconian. Thank you to Val. Thank you to Ian. Thank you to D Swissport. Thank you to Madman. Thank you to Ishmael. Thank you to Dave, Asad D. Thank you to Christopher for all of your super chats there right at the end. It's the full-time fun. We've actually won it. We've actually done it. West Ham have won the Europa Conference League. Declan Rice celebrating with a kid from the crowd. Owen's on fire, blaring out. I've turned it up just to hear it. Bowen's on fire, blaring out from the crowd. Oh, God, we've done it. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be back for a full-time match review. I kind of don't want this to end, right? I do have a full-time match review reaction thing to do that will be live in just a moment's time. Let me get the link and spam it into the chat. We will be live in just a moment. Gian Gonzo, I'm sure, will be doing videos from the fan park as soon as possible, basically. But West Ham United have actually done it. The 2-1, Jared Bowen with a goal in the end. If such a long, difficult, annoying, depressing season, a season that realistically has just been crap, hasn't it? If we're being honest, it's just been completely and utterly rubbish. And yet somehow we've come out the other end of it with a trophy, a European trophy, the first in what, 40 years, 50 years, whatever it's been. West Ham United have won the Europa Conference. I genuinely don't know what to do with myself. I genuinely do not know what to do with ourselves. Chat, I'm going to spam the link in chat. I will be live in just a few moments' time on this channel doing a full-time match review, match action. I've just spammed the link in the chat there. Do head on over to that. I'll be live in a second. But ladies and gentlemen, we've actually done it. We've actually done it. West Ham United 2, Fiorentina 1. Jared Bowen with an unbelievable finish to the death in the 90th minute. Right, I'll be live in there in a second. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this. Thank you very much to everyone who's watched. If you've watched any watch along this season, thank you so, so much. It's been a massive, it's made this season a hell of a lot more manageable, you lot actually being here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Subscribe, like, bell notification, all that stuff. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to Dave. Thank you to Ishmael. Thank you to Madman. Thank you to D, Swissport. Thank you to Ian. Thank you to Val. Thank you to Draconian. Thank you to the South Korean boy. What a man. Thank you to Draconian. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to Johnny. Thank you to Dave. Thank you to Draconian again. Thank you to Dave. Thank you to Gav. Thank you to Stephen. Thank you to Draconian again. Thank you to Wally. Thank you to Stephen. Thank you to CZ. Thank you to GP. Thank you to Draconian. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to football _ way FC. We have West Ham have won the Europa Conference League. Head on over to that link. We will be live in just a few moments' time for a full-time match review. what a time to be alive. I'll be live in a second. Thank you everyone for watching. Come on, you want to skip it. Yes. See you in a minute.